Agreed. Greetings and salutations. The universe is just doomed. 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 Doomed.
Hello.
Hi, welcome back.
It's us, Nicole.
And Tessa.
And Loretta!
She's
back, baby!
Yes!
And she is Dusty.
Yes.
And do you know why?
Because we are doing Twister! But
why is she Dusty? She's
what?
Dusty.
Because
Loretta's here is Dusty because
she would like to be very close.
Uncomfortably close to Jami Gertz.
Close.
And she loves some mashed potatoes and
gravy.
well,
who doesn't? I love me some mashed potatoes
all
and
the
gravy.
good reasons. Plus, I just got done saying he's like top 3 characters in this.
The best.
If not the best.
The absolute best. This is where you fell in love with Psh.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Rest in peace, baby.
Oh, imagine what he could still be doing. What a
I
bummer.
know.
What a bummer.
I know. Everything I ever saw him in, good.
Yeah.
Great.
I can't think of one role I ever saw
and
him
this
in where I
was
like,
this was the first.
Yeah.
This was the first.
So since the sequel is out, Twisters, which
Twisters.
Unfortunately none of us have yet seen.
No,
and
I really want
we're
to though.
Boycotting it or anything.
No,
I don't have no
not
problem
because
with
of that.
Twisters.
Well,
but,
Bill Paxton's son is in the movie. How bad could it be?
right? He's given his Apparently he make. I don't know if he's a main
I don't know if
character
he is
or
the son. I also hear tell that Helen Hunt shows up.
little cameo from Miss Hunt there. And I've not been hearing bad things.
No,
I've
it's
heard,
like, do you like Twisters?
right. I've heard that it very much harkens back to a 90s action movie.
Precisely. And that's what I want. That's what I fucking want. I
Yes,
love
give me
this
that.
shit.
Give me
love this. I saw this shit in the theaters.
Oh, did I see it in the theaters?
I believe I
96.
did.
was
I believe I saw
16.
this shit in the theaters.
I don't
Because
remember.
you had to. It was Twister, baby. It was also famous for blowing out the speakers.
Oh, from all
because
them,
of how bassy that camel moan.
which is the
Slowed
monster
down
sound
camel-
of the Twister.
I thought this was the sound from Wizard of Oz. Because doesn't it make like a low...
I haven't watched that in so long.
I feel like that also, like there's a low whatever sound that like... I have no idea what Twisters do.
Yeah,
I don't know what
we don't live
tornadoes
in
do. No.
tornado country.
No, I don't. I have never seen one. My mom
I've seen like a dirt devil.
Yeah.
You get those
I've
out
seen
here.
a dust devil.
Yeah, that's about as close
But
as
like
I've
I've never seen a tornado. My mom grew up in Texas. Actually, her and Bill Paxton were there the day that Kennedy was shot.
Oh.
So she knows about tornadoes, but not like this.
Not like this.
No, not like
I lived
this.
in Minnesota when I was a wee child.
Yeah.
And we did have a tornado like
really?
across the street
Oh,
from our house.
and you could see
and
it?
we had to go down into the basement. No, we just
Was
heard
it
the thing
closer
on the
to your
radio.
house than they had it? Like the
storm
shelter?
cellar?
Well, it was like across the street in the creek.
Mm.
Went through the creek.
Oh, the tornado went through the
Tornado
creek.
went through the creek.
I'm saying the
She said they
your
just had to go to the
shelter.
basement.
Oh, we just went to the basement.
Right. Meg didn't make it there, unfortunately, because there was no warning.
Speaking of tornadoes, which we will be doing this entire time, Loretta was kind enough to bring us some F5 margaritas, y'all.
Woo!
Which was made of what now? This was cucumber jalapeno tequila,
Yes.
agave syrup.
Yes.
What else?
Orange liqueur.
Orange liqueur,
Lime juice.
lime juice.
And we did not chili powder the rims.
Oh, we didn't
No,
chili
but we
powder the rims
salted.
as instructed, but we salted the
We
rims.
gently had a salt rimming.
And she brought us our very own cow for the Doom Room. So now
Yes.
it's a little too heavy for me to throw it at Tessa during
Please
the cow
don't.
scene, but
Please don't, because I do not.
but I
have
might
the-
make a move like I'm gonna. Just freak
I don't
out.
have the physical whatever to catch it. I'll
It's a
catch it
weird
with my
shape
mouth.
too.
Yeah.
like imagine catching that while you've had two F5 margaritas.
I got one of those for my son, but it was like a bowl and it had balls. And he was like,
did she have-
Mom.
oh, she got udders.
I know she's got udders.
that.
Like that would stand to reason, but the bull had cock and balls.
It's like you didn't. It could have been a castrated bull. Come on, you guys. Wasn't
I
necessary.
mean, like, womp womp, swing low. Sweet.
like Philip Seymour Hoffman's balls when he was wearing them shorts.
Yes, those
Yes, you
have
will
been
not be seeing
edited
my
out,
genitals
unfortunately.
No, oh yeah, Loretta didn't wear any pants where we could see her genitals.
We
Tonight,
can't
sorry. I mean,
see.
she is
Damn
in
it.
some
I am in
shorts,
shorts,
but they're
but I
not.
do have
I know, we're all in shorts because it's hot as fuck.
Oh God, yeah. So if you hear my air conditioner, once again, I'm
Again,
not sorry.
Don't.
fucking
I'm
hot.
not. I'm not. You shouldn't be sorry. I'm not sorry either.
So
It's
the
just
or-
a calming hum.
The original Twister is available on Max right now. For
Yes.
once, a movie we covered was
Yes.
available somewhere streaming.
It was there. They knew actually.
Well, because Twisters
actually-
is out, so
Well, that's also
yeah.
true. I'm sure that had something to do with it. I was trying to find. It's too soon, but I was trying to find a copy of Twisters. Fell off the back of a Twister.
tisk.
I know, but I couldn't. I just want to see
She
like
was
clips.
wild. She's a storm
Really,
chaser.
I just, you know what? I am Jami Gertz because I want to until I get there,
And then you're
now
like,
I don't want to do
no,
it
take me home.
because
Take
I've
me
never
home.
seen one. Like I want to see it. I mean, it looks like it's exciting. I want to drive around all
Well,
fast.
these people are so cash about it and so excited. Like,
I
why
know,
wouldn't
it
you get
seems like
wrapped
it's
up in the
easy.
moment?
Exactly.
Speaking of which, let's get into this cast.
Let's do it. Our late, great Bill.
I love you still. and
I
That's the last time we
will.
sang that was when
Yes.
Loretta was here.
That's correct.
That's
No, we
hilarious.
also did it for My Girl.
Oh, that's true. We sang
Yeah,
it in My
yeah,
Girl
we
for
did.
who
But
was
this
Bill
is
even?
actually Bill Paxton's theme song. So he is in this as Bill Harding.
Helen
that made
Hunt
it easiest.
is Dr. Joe Harding.
Yes. Philip Seymour Hoffman as Dustin Davis.
Jami Gertz as Dr. Melissa Reeves.
Cary Elwes as Dr. Jonas Miller.
Lois Smith as Auntie Meg. Meg
Alan
Green.
Ruck. Cameron.
Cameron from Ferris Bueller.
Cameron as Rabbit.
My That is all I have written.
I have a note later on about that Cameron is arguing with Rabbit.
Right?
Or no,
No, he is
Cameron
Rabbit.
is
Or he
arguing
is
with
Rabbit.
Roach.
Or Roach, yes. And next I have
yeah.
Sean Whalen, who is Roach from
Exactly.
People Under the Stairs, as Alan.
I have Jeremy Davies as Lawrence, who looks like Jimmy.
Jimmy, Jimmy Weno.
The Jimmy we
Jimmy
know.
Crackhorn.
Jimmy Crackhorn, I don't care.
Yeah, he does.
Looks like
he does
Lawrence.
a little bit.
He does.
Todd Field as Belzer.
Jerry Slotnick as Joey. Or
Joey
Joey
Slotnick.
Slotnick as Joey. That makes it easy.
Wendle Josepher as Haynes.
Jake Busey as Mobile Lab Tech. I
What?
don't know why that
Where
came
was
up
Jake
there.
Busey?
Let's just skip that.
Did
Zach,
he get cut out?
I don't know. He must have. Zach Grenier.
No.
Oh.
Grenier.
Grenier as Eddie. Poor
Yeah, I don't
Eddie.
have any of Jonas's team. Fuck them.
Well, yeah, neither did I. I had Eddie because he deserves it. Justice
Yeah.
for Eddie.
There you go.
Justice for Eddie.
We will
And
get
Jonas
there.
because my name is Jonas.
There you go.
Live in a tornado.
And I love that. And is that all you have for cast?
Yes.
You got any cast notes, Loretta?
Well, only that there are two characters, one named Kubrick and one named Stanley, that were named after.
Yes,
That's
and they have The
right.
Shining.
Stanley.
There are Stanley Kubrick
And looking at the
characters.
list, Anthony Rapp is in
Yeah, I have
Where
that
was
as
Anthony
Tony.
Rapp?
And I don't even remember.
I don't
seeing
remember
I
him
watched
being
this
in that
movie
at all.
5 times this week. I don't remember seeing his face.
So
Yeah,
they
no,
were
neither do
barely
I.
in the background, apparently. I don't know.
Unless there was a deleted scene that I am not aware of. Because I also wrote down Anthony Rapp, and I was like, oh, because Anthony is also Tony. That's easy.
Huh.
And then I don't
Where'd
remember
they
seeing
go?
him.
Yeah.
Where'd they go?
I don't know.
So I love that this opening sequence, it's like
Oh.
a monster horror movie.
I know.
For this weather
I'm telling you,
drama.
I really feel like I went to see this in theaters, and like to hear this with the surround
yeah.
sound or whatever, and like you hear the wind and it gets all.
My kids stopped because I had offered the youngest, the 17-year-old. I was like, do you want to watch Twister? It's like one of your dad's favorite movies. I love this
It's
movie.
so
It's like
good.
a comfort movie, whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like, what is it about? And I go, Twister.
Twisters.
And he's like, oh, I'm not really into like weather or what is
No,
it? What do
okay.
they call it? Natural disaster stuff. And I'm like, no,
No,
but
no,
it's
no,
so
no.
much more.
But this.
But he heard this and,
like-
stopped like
Yeah, well, what is happening?
that
Yes.
opening scene. It was like, wait, well, what
Yes.
is this?
This opening scene. This opening scene.
June 1969.
Yes. There's like a storm approaching. The weather main is like all fucked up. There's like a thing on the warning on TV, and Dad knows. Oh wait, what
Dad,
did we
who
decide?
is the guy that Juliette Lewis kicked the shit out of in Natural Born Killers?
Yes.
Because I was like, this guy who plays
I
the
know,
dad,
and he was wearing a fucking hat.
I think he wore the same fucking outfit and something else, and we looked it up and we were like, Natural Born
Natural Born
Killers.
Killers.
Yes, exactly.
You made my shit list.
And he doesn't make the shit list this
No,
time, but
no,
kind
he's
of,
a
I
really
guess.
good dad.
Depending
Well,
on how you deal
He
with
makes the
death of your
tornado
father.
shit list.
Yeah, he sure does. So yeah,
there's
they
like
run
an
to the
F5 coming.
and they run to the storm cellar, which is too
Okay.
far from the house.
First of all, in the dark, if there was any chance of a tornado happening while I'm sleeping, no, I will just chill down in the fucking
Basement.
or the cellar or whatever the fuck. I'm down there because I'm not going to go to sleep. I will never sleep again. I would never sleep again. It's tornado time.
But yeah, they had to run too far away from their house to
way
get to
too
the storm
fucking
cellar.
far. Way too
With
fucking
a child.
far.
And
to
the
their
dog
janky
the
ass.
dog that looks like Toto and his name's
Right.
Toby.
I know.
on now.
I know. It was too
Toto on
close.
purpose.
Oh, the dog was Toto on purpose?
Yes.
Oh, it looked
We
like
had a few Wizard of Oz references
Yes.
that were not quite, they weren't direct, but they were a nod.
They were
Yeah.
a nod. Well, I have a note about that later.
So yeah,
But
they
yes.
get in, they get the dog in, but this door with the
This
tiniest,
tiny latch.
rustiest,
It is like
thinnest
the
latch.
busted fucking latch that I have on my side gate.
Yes.
yeah.
Exactly.
It's not
Where
to
it
hold a
gets old.
tornado out.
Not an F5,
It's just to keep it from
baby.
swinging open in the wind.
Right.
Just a little bit of wind.
Not an F5. And we discover that if Dad
Had just let go of the fucking door.
and went back to where they all were because they didn't get sucked out.
They sure did not. But we don't ever hear what happened to her mom. Her aunt's around, but like maybe her mom
Right.
died
Her
later
mom
for
died of
other
sadness.
Because she's only in her 30s.
The tornado got her too. It came back.
Yeah, you don't know. You never
Because she
mentions
knows.
the mom.
You know what? This is a Jaws the Revenge situation.
Because I'm telling
The
you,
tornado.
this time it's
several year-
personal.
I know.
It's coming for her.
Several years later, the tornado came back
Mm-hmm.
for her mom. Like right before she graduated
This
high
is the
school.
third time the tornadoes
This
come for
is
her
the
family.
third time that the tornadoes come back for her.
Which would be easy to think if you live in Tornado Alley.
I know. I would imagine.
Well, is it personal? No. Look, everyone around you
I
all the
know.
time is also getting hit with
I
tornadoes.
know. I know.
So yeah, so we get this great opening scene. where
Yes.
lightning's hitting
Oh
silos
my
and the
God,
tornado's
it's like
coming.
It's taking
and,
it out and fucking whatever.
and
they
Dad
get down
gets
and the thing.
sucked up
I
into the
can't
fucking
hold
tornado.
it anymore. Then let it fucking go. Come down here with us.
Cut to present
Oh.
day. Everything settles.
Everything's cool.
It's much later.
They're
Satellite
jamming out
storm
to
tracking's
fucking-
happening.
Oh yeah, they're at the National Severe Storm Lab.
talking about this record outbreak of tornadoes all
Right.
happening at the same time.
It's like a whole fucking thing. So now they're like driving through open flat.
Bill and
Oklahoma.
Melissa.
Bill and Melissa, which I told you on the way over here randomly, I was behind somebody with an Oklahoma license plate.
And that's where they're supposed
That's
to be.
where they're in. They're in Oklahoma.
Was it a big red
was-
truck?
No, it was a little white car.
Oh.
So like it had nothing to do with. But I was like, oh, weird, Oklahoma. I never see that shit.
Oklahoma, where
Where
the
the
wind, it's-
wind-
the
where
wind
they
is the
do-
very first fucking line, you guys.
They sing that. The dude sings that. One of the dudes with the eyebrows, he sings it.
The dude with the eyebrows.
Yes, 'cause
Matt
there's a
Getz,
lot of
or whatever
them.
that guy's name is. Who's the dude with the eyebrows that's in the news this week?
It,
What's his name? Isn't it
I
Matt
don't
Getz or something? I don't know.
know.
So yeah, so they're nervous, or she's talking about they're going to see somebody. You don't know who yet. She's like, "Are you nervous? Do you think she'll sign the papers?" Blah blah
Right,
blah.
right. It kind of alludes to that he's trying to get his ex-wife to sign
Some divorce papers.
the whole situation.
So he rolls up on where like the whole team, the whole Storm
It's
Chasers
this whole
team is all spread
ragtag
out.
Team. They're jamming out to some Tori Amos.
Oh, were they? I didn't even catch
They're
that.
chasing tornadoes.
Oh, of
There was a
course.
whole Twister mix. A song called Tallulah is a
Okay.
Twister mix that was on this soundtrack.
All right.
Because it had something to do with tornadoes. I don't know.
So they're all like stoked to see Bill because
Oh, yeah.
and it never says how long Bill's been gone, but
No.
you get it's long enough for him to be missed, but not so long that she expects him to have a new bride. You know what I mean?
Well, like, nobody
A
does.
year?
Because
I don't
it's
know.
like,
Does it ever say a year-ish?
well, like,
But
I
it
feel
feels
like
like it's
nobody
been
would
like a year.
expect
A year.
him.
Yeah.
You think it's a year? I
Like
think
too
that's
soon
fair.
to get remarried, but not too soon to have a girlfriend, but too soon to be demanding these divorce
But
papers
he's
be signed.
also, like, moved on. He's, like, a weatherman now. And he's, like...
Which we were talking about before. So he just got a job as a weatherman. So what the fuck has he been doing for work for the entire
like, a
time
year.
since he left her? Because he was only making grant money,
Right.
working on storm chasing.
Right. And,
I
like,
feel
did he
was
go
a
to
weatherman
AA?
already,
Oh,
but
maybe
then
he was already a weatherman?
Going to another
Oh.
job as a weatherman.
Okay.
Oh,
so maybe
okay,
he was.
maybe.
And it never says how they meet because
No.
later she brings up like, oh, what was she, your therapist? And he's
Well,
like,
how did he meet Joe?
they're both storm chasers.
I know.
I mean, they
but,
met
like,
from the
I guess
community.
just
The community.
In the community.
It's like
on the
Grinder, but it's
scene.
like Winder,
Winder.
Stormer.
WINDR.
They had an early 1996 AOL chat room about chasing tornadoes.
It was like it came up on the Doppler.
but it
was
seemed like
on-
they had known each other a while. Like they made it seem
I know,
like they
it
had
feels
been
like they were like kids
married
together.
a while. Like maybe they met as teenagers or something.
Right,
even.
right. But this was also, you have to remember, this is Jean de Bon,
The speed guy.
the speed guy, and they have that whole conversation about like high pressure situations don't make for good relationships. So maybe Jean, what does Jean de Bon do? Is he like a race car driver?
He looks
They-
like it, doesn't he? Like he does F1 for
Right, like
F1, F2. Oh, maybe that's why he's like, you know what? It's
he's on the
F system.
Fajita scale.
He's on the Fajita scale of racing.
Fajita scale.
Fajita scale.
That's what they call it when it's a fast car. I got a fast car.
We call it
So
the
I have a
fajita
question
scale.
about the introduction of Helen Hunt.
Okay, Loretta has a question.
Oh,
So I just happened to see on the TikTok
Oh,
this week
okay.
a video about Twister
Oh.
and how it was a gay awakening for a lot of little 90s girls first seeing Helen Hunt up there in her overalls, coveralls,
Right,
around
with her
waist,
no
with her little
nonsense.
white beater and
okay.
discuss
All right,
amongst
I can see
yourselves.
that. I can see that.
I mean,
Because she was
she
out.
a strong
She was
woman
out here.
who don't
She was
need no
the
man.
only girl.
She'll take a man.
She was
she
the
don't need a
only
man.
girl in that.
Well,
Which
Which I feel like, and I also wanted to bring that up, is Haynes
yes.
our first non-binary on-screen
I
character?
feel like
because
it because their
even
name,
their real name is kind of a non-binary name,
and they
yeah.
presented very they.
right?
That's true.
And they never said. So I feel like we can accept into our lexicon that Haynes was an early
Haynes
non-binary
is an
character.
early- yeah,
Go you.
I'm into they.
And I was already gay awoken.
Yeah, Loretta was already gay awoken by then because this was the 90s.
Well, this was the 90s.
When I would have said my gay awakening, I feel like was like Joan Jett when I was like 10.
yeah.
And so I feel like I already knew before, but I definitely liked, this is what I liked Helen Hunt in more than anything I've ever seen her in.
I did. I mean, I thought she was cool. I thought, like, I don't want to fuck her, but I wanted to hang out
But
with
you
her.
wanted, this was more not you wanted to fuck her, you want to be her.
I want to hang out with her. I
On
don't
that
wanna be her.
bisexual scale, like, is it because I want to fuck her? I
Right,
want to be her.
right.
For me, I
Well,
think I
see,
was,
like,
I want to be
I don't even
her.
want to be her. I just want to hang out with her because I want to do.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to be her because she get cray.
Well,
She out there right in the eye of the
like
storm.
I told you, I feel like I want to do this.
And then
I feel
a
like
truck
I want to
falls in
do
front of
this,
you and
but
you're
then
like,
I also feel like I'm gonna pull a Jami Gertz
turn
and be
right
like,
around
no,
and go
no,
home.
no, because I've never seen a tornado. I've done earthquakes.
Oh, we have so many earthquakes. It's
I've
like,
done, well, shut your fucking mouth.
We're gonna have one.
Shut your
we're
fucking
probably
mouth.
having them all the time, and when they're so light,
I know.
we don't even
Well, when they're
notice anymore.
small, they're small.
It's got to
That's
be
one
like
thing. I'm
6.0
saying, like,
for me to notice it.
Exactly. It's got to be 5+ for me to notice it's happening. But like, I'm not trading. I'm not playing the fucking natural disaster Olympics here.
But no,
I
I,
don't
feel
wanna
like a
see a
tornado's
tornado.
worse.
Because I don't know.
It's more
They talk about it
unpredictable.
all the time. Like it moves here, it moves here, it does this, does
Because
that.
they can't
you know what's
predict
gonna-
an earthquake, but an earthquake's happening where an earthquake's happening. And
Right,
it's
right.
staying
Like a
in
long
that radius.
fault line.
It's not
like,
suddenly jumping across
No,
fucking
no.
town.
Except for they have them in
Or
Oklahoma
splitting
now
in two.
too.
We got sisters.
Because of the fracking. RuPaul.
We know about you.
I heard about that, Ru. Ms. Paul.
Just because you're rich.
I know.
Come on now.
Well, they're leasing that land.
So he goes up, he reunites with all of the crew, and then he brings
they're
these papers
stoked.
up, and she's like, "What's the hurry?"
Right.
What are you getting married?
Like
and
you're
he's
getting
like,
married.
"Yeah."
I am.
Oh, and you brought this bitch with you.
Okay, I want to meet her.
I need to meet
I wanna
her.
meet her. Well, she was like, there was like one page. She signed all the shit, but
And she left like the
one-
last page, and she's like, "Oh, where
Oh,
did this come
what?
from?"
I didn't read it back
Miss
then.
Hunt.
Ms.
You
Hunt.
doing this shit on purpose?
Ms. Hunt.
And so he leaves Melissa with Dusty, and he's telling her about the suck zone and getting
Yes.
uncomfortably close. To
Yes,
her.
yes. And that's when Helen Hunt, Miss Joe, is like, you left her with Dusty?
Like, oh, let's go! I gotta go save her. Save
you
her.
brought
ass.
her,
Yeah.
first of all. And second of all,
And
you
she's
left-
very nice to her.
She is.
I would not. Well, I don't know. I feel like I would be because then you have the upper hand. I feel like
Well-
because if you start being a bitch and start being catty
No,
and
no, no,
whatever,
no.
like now you fucked up and now
You're nice.
Yeah, you
You're
gotta be
nice.
extra nice and
You're
mature.
nice. No.
Very
not
mature,
extra
above it.
nice.
Or
Extra
just
nice
above
is
it.
too much. You're just above it. You're just above it.
And so she's very much. Oh, let me explain to you about Dorothy. And
Right.
So we
is
hear
our
about
whole
this.
thing. Well, because you have the rest of the crew to come up here and be like, "Oh, the extreme."
Oh yeah, they talk.
He
They call
came
Bill
up
the
with this
extreme.
shit.
Yeah. So he came up with his design for the thing they call the Dorothy, which is
Well, that's why she called him.
yeah, big cylinder.
That's why she called him. We have this whole research pack.
Yeah, so it has these little. It looks like things you get out of the quarter machine.
It looks like fucking
wires
batteries
hanging
not
out of 'em.
included.
Once they turn on,
yes,
once they turn on, I have a note when
yes.
they go up at
When
the
they
end that his
fly-
battery's not included.
Spoiler
Yeah, yeah.
alert, they
Yeah, yeah.
do. But when they fly,
But when they're just
it
the
gives-
balls, I was like, those are gumballs. Those
yes,
are like 25
yes,
cent
yes.
machine balls.
And I was like, what? All right, again, we'll get there. But these motherfuckers, their competition, they're like, we have the exact same shit.
And we
with
called
squares.
it dot.
Squares.
Bitch.
I will
Bitch.
punch Jonas Miller in
That's
the face.
why. That's why Bill did it, because it was right. It was
He
right
should
to
have.
do.
He should
It
have
was
done
right
exactly
to
what he
do.
did.
Okay, so did you guys feel like though when they first say, "Oh, she's here," show me that you think
Their
it's gonna
daughter?
be a kid?
Yes. Yes.
Oh
yes, yes.
yeah, Dorothy.
It makes
Yeah,
it
I didn't
seem
ever
like-
think that, but I
For a
I
second,
don't know who I thought it was the first time I saw it because I definitely
makes
didn't guess it was what it
seem
is.
Like that they have
A
a,
person.
kid together. Like, oh, she's here. Show me. And then when they show, I was like, oh, no.
But could you imagine if two storm chasers had a daughter and named her Dorothy? Come on now. Come on now.
Yes, because that is appropriate and correct.
Come on now. It's too
That's
much.
appropriate
It's
and
too far.
correct.
It's too far. Right? They sing the witch song. At
Yes. You got her through labor.
her. So they're introducing everybody. They're seeing like showing her what's the advanced warning system, explaining to her what it does, that it's going to go
Right.
up into the storm and it's going to give all these readings of like the size
like,
of it and the direction and the temperature.
The warning right now is like
3
3
minutes.
minutes. We can increase it to 15 minutes to get people to safety. You've never been able to get a reading inside the funnel. You got to put it up in there like a tampon.
And so they get a call about a storm coming.
Yes.
And Bill's like not gonna go, but then Melissa's like, "Did she sign those divorce papers?" He's like,
He's
"Oh
like,
no.
oh, fuck. Well, she tells
Wait.
him. She tells him originally. She's like, we did this. We're
She
putting
called
it up
him so
there.
that he could come be there for the deployment.
We're
of Dorothy.
doing it. It wouldn't be right if
and
you
she
weren't
did
here
not
for the
know he
first
had a
time.
fiance. He was going to bring with
But
him.
I mean, for real, if this was part your invention,
well, she could have also not been fucking vague and said,
well,
"Hey,
that's
we
also
built
true.
Dorothy.
We
Come
did Dorothy.
to be there
Come
for
out
the
here
launch."
for sure.
Like,
For
just
sure,
say
for
what
sure.
you want him there for,
For
and I'll give you
sure,
the
for
divorce
sure.
papers while we do the launch.
For sure,
All
for
right.
sure, for sure, for sure.
So, yeah.
but everyone's still in love with everybody. So
Oh yes,
You
and that's
know.
why it can't have been that long
I
because
know.
he's right back in
It's
there,
gotta
like
be-
it's
I
like
know.
nothing ever happened.
it's got to be a year,
But I'm
a
thinking
year
it's
or
a
less,
ish. Yeah,
a
yeah.
year or less.
So yeah, they all started out together, and they're talking about because Jonas comes up, this big row of trucks. So they go take off to go to the storm, and she decides Melissa's like, "Oh, I'll go. This all sounds very interesting."
You told me about this kind of. But
this sounds fun.
Because they explained to her like Dusty's like the suck zone,
Right.
and like all of this shit.
Well, and if
she's
they're
like,
all willing to drive out in there,
Loretta,
we got a hand up.
Note
oh,
that Melissa Reeves doubles not only as the love interest for Bill, but also the vessel for exposition.
yes,
Because her
It gives a
character
reason.
Yeah, it gives
to
them a reason
explain what's going
for being
on.
disguised as being curious about what it is that they do.
Yes,
so they can
yes.
explain all
Yeah,
the
perfect.
tornado stuff.
So
I
for
saw
people
that
who
too.
don't know anything about how
Tornadoes.
severe is tornadoes, that's why they started it the
'Cause
way
I
they
don't-
did with that dude getting with it starting
Right.
with the most severe storm
Well,
and
that was what is
sparks
it?
and all that shit.
Steven Spielberg's idea, I guess, was to kill off
The
the
dad.
dad
Because
because he
originally
was
it
like,
was
well,
Oh, okay, but they had to
Shows
give
you
her a
how-
reason for why she's so obsessed
why
with
she's
storms.
obsessed, and also to show how dangerous.
Honestly, they could have let her dog get sucked up and she'd be just as obsessed.
no.
But that's why. That's why you can't. Tessa would rather
No!
watch her father die
I
than watch
would.
Toto die.
I would
Never hurt
100%.
animals. Never hurt the animals.
100%. There is no hesitation. I would rather see a person die 100 times
Than a dog.
before the dog. That is why there is an entire database that
Database.
exists called doesthedogdie.com.
The what?
Doesthedogdie.com. The
dog.
dog.
You guys love it when we do that.
Does the dog die?
Does the dog die?
Does the dog? What is it? A dog?
Does the dag
Does
die?
the dog die?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
No dogs
not
die
this
in this film.
time. No.
We have another dog coming up,
It
and
is,
he also
and
does
that
not
dog
die,
doesn't
so don't
die
worry.
either.
And I
The dog
believe in my
does
heart
not
that the
die.
cow landed safely.
The cow landed. This is.
Oh,
what do you mean? It's
no,
right here.
No.
It's right here. The
Wait,
cow is
I
safe.
thought that was the cow they ate.
No, we'll talk about that.
Okay, all
So
right,
we have
all
a
right,
whole nother
all right,
backstory
all right,
we've had
all
in a
right,
group
all
chat
right,
combo
all right.
about
I'm
where the
going
steaks came
further
from
than-
that Aunt Meg
I'm
served
going
up.
further than.
So yeah, so
Oh no.
no, I knocked down the cow. So then they go to take off. Everybody's
Yes.
in their trucks, and this is
Yes.
where Jonas Miller and his team in their all black
All
fucking
black
X-Files CIA vehicles
Minivans. Oh,
Come
I'm so
up-
scared of you and your fucking.
and like almost run them all off the road.
I know.
No fucking care for what's
Get
happening.
fucked.
And Bill does get run off the road and gets a flat.
Yes.
So
yes.
those fuckers, they got to stop at a
Mhm.
station to fix a flat. And Jonas, and now I'm not sure
when
why
he
Jonas
tells him,
is
he's
also
like,
stopped
pal, pal. You know that shit's business.
there. And I don't know why when they stop to fix the flat, why is Jonas over there giving like an impromptu press conference? What the fuck?
I don't know, because it's big news in Tornado Alley.
Oh, no, did I knock his ear
Oh, no,
off?
because
I
they're-
knocked the cow's ear off.
Did you really?
How did I break a plastic cow?
She's deaf.
All I did was knock her like 2 inches down.
Where's her
go?
ear?
What the hell?
She'll never. She's only gonna hear 50.
That's what happened to her in the tornado.
Oh, probably.
I
It's
don't
fair.
see an ear laying here. How in
I
the
don't
world?
either. It probably popped off.
That's all right.
That's insane.
This poor.
That's okay.
cow.
That's her war injury from a tornado. It's fine.
Bessie.
She'll be all right. She can live with one ear.
Well, she can still half hear you.
But so Jonas is over there just like at the petrol station
I
opening
know.
up his dot machine to show the world. Like all just these people who are
I
getting
know,
gas.
and like Joe
He's
knew
all
about
corporate
this
and
shit.
everything,
Yeah.
so he
Joe
probably has
knew,
his
and she
own-
was like, "Oh, I didn't want to
Yeah.
tell you."
Like you didn't know Jonas was going to be right up your fucking ass on this whole adventure?
Right?
Just tell
It
him.
says later on he always does what Bill does.
Well, that's also
Does
true.
Jonas
Is
have
that
a
he's
crush on
been
Bill?
following him. He does. Bill,
He loves him still and he always
I
will.
love you so. I always will.
And that's where Bill goes and knocks his fucking hat right
Right.
off his head. He's ready to fight.
bitch.
And Joe runs up and breaks it up.
Oh, stop it!
And
I
fucking
should've told you.
Kubiak is on Jonas'
Yes!
team.
He will always be Kubiak from
Parker
Parker,
Lewis
Lewis,
Can't
can't,
Lose.
lose. Yes, bitch. Yes.
That's the
He
only
has-
way I know him is Kubiak.
He has always been. He will always fucking be. Because
Kubiak.
I have that very same note is that he will always be Kubiak. Always. I don't know what his fucking name is. It's Kubiak.
Yeah, I don't know either. So they break it up. Jonas catches Joe inside the restaurant after this scuffle and is like sharing info with her.
Right.
And then Jonas is like, oh, I'm going to wait and see what Bill does. And Bill's out there sensing
I
the
know.
storm.
He's like what the days
out there,
of
like
sniffing dirt and like she's.
Yeah, but that's what
telling
he's
everybody,
doing. He's
like,
not sniffing it, but he's like pouring
sensing,
the dirt.
like, where is it going?
Looking at the sky.
Yeah.
He's a human barometer.
I know. That's what Meg always said.
And she knows. So Melissa's like, you're still in love with Bill.
I know.
And she's like, well, I don't blame you, but I hope this isn't some sad attempt at like getting him in your life.
Okay, Miss Reproductive Therapist. We'll see how you go up against a NATO.
And Joe just like pays for her drinks and then walks out.
I
She does
love
not
the
even
fucking-
respond. She just looks at
I
her stunned.
100% love the fucking waitress in this moment when she
yeah.
says her.
Who's
The
got that-
waitress is all of us. Like,
Ooh, I'm gonna go. Nope, just I'll take
Wait.
the money and I'm out of here.
just I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna do this.
So Dustin goes to ask Bill what's up, and he's like, "Ooh, going green,
Right? Yes,
saddle it
it's
up,
going green,
It's time."
saddle up, let's go. So they're like, let's. They
go to
head
head
out, and then Jonas, right after, is like, let's go.
Yeah, of
Follow
course.
them or whatever, because of course he's waiting to see what he's gonna do.
So Bill tells Melissa to follow in the truck he's riding with Joe. And Dustin's got that. He's got a TV in the van, the barn burner.
What is that?
That
he's
goes.
playing?
I didn't even. Oh, what was he
I meant
listening
to
to?
write
And he
it
put it
down.
up on the loudspeaker outside the van, so like everyone can hear it, and everyone's also tuned into everyone on the CB.
Well, the CB, yeah.
the chaos.
I
Like
know.
the amount of noise that's happening.
That's what I'm saying. This is what I want to do.
And what is the straw? Is that a drink? What does he have? What's the tube
It's
that
like
Dusty has?
it feels like it's a Camelback
Okay,
or
so
like
it's got
a
like
beer
water pack
helmet
somewhere.
or something. I feel like it's
Because I don't think it ever shows what it's connected to.
no,
He's just drinking
or
and driving.
it's like the in Wayne's World 2 when the Mirthmobile was extended and he had that red rope.
Oh.
I would not have red rope though. I would have a Twizzler
Vines
or
or
red
Twizzler?
vine. Yeah.
I like a Twizzler or a red vine. See,
Yeah.
you know, there's Twizzler
Red
people and
Vine
red vine
number
people.
one,
Guess what?
Twizzler
Doom
number
Generation
two.
is fucking both.
Yeah.
That's how complicated we are.
Yes.
Depending on the day.
I don't know.
I might be on a
I'll
Twizzler
take
kick.
both.
Might be on a
I
Red Vine
want to
kick.
have both of them. Both of them, however, must have been opened days before.
Really?
Yeah.
You like them chewy?
I do.
I like them fresh.
I do. I do like them fresh.
Well, Twizzler, I don't think you could tell the difference. But
No,
but
that's
a red
what I'm
vine,
saying.
you could tell the difference.
A Twizzler, you have to leave longer.
A red vine's almost inedible when it's old.
well,
A Twizzler is just kind of more chewy.
If it's like a week old, yeah, you can't fucking
Yeah.
eat it. But if it's like a day or 3,
I should get one of them canisters for in here. That big old the barrel of red vines.
oh, I would sit here with like
We'd be-
red vines. I would eat.
We'd be, like,
nothing but
recording and
fucking
just,
red
like,
vines. My shits would look like solid fucking red vines.
red. What did I eat? Oh yeah.
Oh, red vines. Nothing
18
but
red
fucking red
vines.
vines. Yeah. It would be like all swirly, like it would
You
come
don't
out
like
of my
red vines?
butthole that way.
You don't like either one. Loretta is a neither.
No.
See, you got
Do you
two
like
boths and a neither.
Do you like just the solid red rope?
No.
No, okay,
No, like a
that's
black
fine.
licorice
That's
either?
fine, 'cause that's
It's a
gross.
texture thing.
Oh, a texture
I don't
thing.
do any
Oh.
What else is the
chewy-
texture
chewy
of?
candies.
Oh, no chewy candies.
No, like,
Oh,
No chewy,
see, I like a
fruity.
chewy candy.
Really, no gummy bears.
Oh, I love
Jelly beans I can live without, but
Oh no,
but a gummy
I'm
bear.
okay with that.
I need a gummy
I
bear.
don't like that thing that they came out with where it's like nerds wrapped around a gummy.
My husband likes those.
Ah!
He keeps getting a bag of those and then being like, "Stay away from my."
No.
And I'm like, "I'm not
can
touching
have
your
'em.
Nerds gummy. You're
I
good."
love nerds. Love
not on a
nerds.
gummy.
Nope.
That's weird. It's like
It feels like
candy
it was
you
like
pulled out of the
rolling
bottom of your
around on
purse.
the carpet.
I just got pursed fuzz all
Yeah,
over it or
gross.
something.
Gross. No, thank you.
The
No,
gum
thank
from
you.
the bottom of your grandma's purse.
Nope.
Half out of the
Nope.
wrapper. She's like, "This is my last piece."
Yeah, you can keep it. No,
Have
no.
it, Grandma.
Have it.
So anyway, so they're rocking out. They're on the road. Melissa's trying to keep up. She's taking calls from patients on her cell phone.
I know. This is not the time. And is this not... Wait. Is it this one?
Where Joe
she
starts
has a whole
asking
fucking
him?
conversation where it's Donald and Melanie?
She has a few conversations with these
I know
patients.
she does. But one of the conversations is Donald and Melanie, which is what they had called, like... You know who had called you know who.
Oh.
Instead of her name, he called her Melanie. And
You
I felt
can't
like that
pronounce
was
it.
funny. Well, probably not. He doesn't even know who she is.
I've never met you.
I don't know who you are.
So Joe asks Bill about Melissa, and she just asked about her, and he's like, I don't want to fight, and she's like,
I'm asking
just
you
asking about her. I'm being
know
normal. What are
you know
talking
what?
about?
She is, but
she knows
isn't.
what she's doing, and he
She
knows
is,
what
but
she's
she
doing.
isn't. I know.
And he's like, well, and she goes, she's nice, and he's like,
Yeah.
ha!
Yeah.
I knew it. And you're like, what the fuck? I know what you
Poor
mean.
woman, this poor woman that has been dragged.
I know,
into
poor
this.
Melissa. She's
Poor
the
Jami
victim
Gertz.
of this story.
She is.
Wrong.
Melissa
She
did
is.
nothing wrong.
Justice for Dr. Melissa.
We would all fall in love with Bill Paxton.
I
so,
know.
There's no way she could have
He's so
stopped
rustic.
this. Rustic. I don't know why I just had this just like rusty metal. I'm like, what? He's so rustic.
No, rustic.
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 So he's like, yeah, I know what you meant. And then he
Yeah.
tells her she's a therapist, and she's all,
Oh.
yours?
No.
So they start arguing back and forth about he doesn't need a therapist and why they broke up.
Yes.
And he's running literally off the road, almost about to run into a fucking truck.
Like a thresher.
Or yeah, like
This
some
is
big farm
dangerous.
implement.
You're about to die. What the fuck is your problem?
And everyone else is listening to them argue
I know,
on the
on
CB.
the CB?
Like that's
Come
not something
on.
where you gotta push a button for people to be able to hear you.
Is this like normal for the rest of the gang?
It seems like it. They
It
don't
does.
seem
It really
shocked by
does.
this at all.
It really does.
And so one of the storm chasers spots the funnel in the distance.
Right. They're like, hey.
And Jonas's dudes spot that these dudes turn left, even though he just
Yes.
said bear right.
Right.
It's like, oh, should we follow them? He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking asshole.
Let's go. I know. What a dick. It seems like this is like a real... it's a big wide open space because it's like Tornado Town.
And they
And
really
then, like,
filmed in Tornado Alley.
I did. Yes,
Yeah.
they did. But it's also like these two teams trying to like... How many roads?
It's very weird. It's like not
How
even
many
reality show
roads?
days, but it gives me reality show vibes for
Yes.
Jonas's team.
Because they're like in competition.
Yeah.
But like how many fucking roads are out there?
You wouldn't think that many.
Buttfuck, Oklahoma.
I have no idea.
And they're all
Oklahoma
like
listeners,
they
you from
seem to
Buttfuck?
find.
Let us know.
They seem to find
many
anybody out there in
roads?
Buttfuck.
How many
Anybody out
roads?
there in Buttfuck right now?
So he puts the Jeep, because she's like double dog daring him basically
Right,
to
right.
fucking drive through this field and chase this storm. So he
And
dips down
like,
in this
jumps
ravine.
off into a fucking trench.
Yeah, it's just
that
like
he
a trench
cannot
along
get
the
out
side
of.
of the road that he's stuck in now.
She's got like, you could tell that she's had this little beep beep. It's a Jeep. For a while.
long time,
This
yeah.
is like her road dog, right?
Yeah.
So he takes it off into a trench that he can't get out of.
And the storm's like right next to them, throwing silo parts at them and all kinds of shit.
Yes.
And then there's this tiny bridge over this trench
It's like
with a tractor parked on it,
Come on.
just right, only as long as right where they are. And they crash directly into it as the storm is coming.
They stop and get out, so they crawl underneath because they're too
Well, they like
close.
they crash slowly into it.
That's
like it
true.
smashes
That's
just
true.
a little.
That's true.
Like that
'Cause
car
he's
was still
driving-
drivable then.
I know, it was.
But yeah, so they get out, they get under the bridge, and
Yes.
she's still trying to.
I
why is
wanna
she being
see
me?
it!
Why is she being me at fucking
Oh,
whatchamacallit?
I know
Hicksville.
because yes,
just out there in the?
I thought of you. I want
I
to
wanna
see
see
it.
the storm.
Yeah, probably, bitch. I would have to
She on
drag
mushrooms?
Nicole
What's happening?
back under the bridge. Like, bitch,
Bitch!
it's a tornado.
And I'm like, but it's my only chance to
We're
see the
not-
eye of the storm. He literally has to drag her back.
I
under the
will
bridge.
let you go.
She's
I will
I'm
let
dragging you
go.
back.
I mean, I will drag you back as much as I could, but if you want to leather strap yourself to some plumbing during an F5, you are on your fucking own.
So like the boards of the bridge are getting pulled up.
Yes.
The Jeep gets sucked up into the funnel.
Well,
Along
it
with
gets
the
sucked back
tractor.
and crashes in and sucked back again.
And it lands in front of Melissa.
Yes.
The Jeep lands on
They're
the
like,
road.
Where's my Jeep? Where's my truck? And bam!
She barely swerves around it. She's fucking
I know.
freaking
And
out.
here comes Talk about grabs her face. Are you okay?
I know, and Bill's
You
like, he just
barely
literally
missed-
was like naked in the storm. Not literally, but you know
I
what
know,
I mean? No
but, like, it
vehicle
went
in the
over.
storm.
He
Almost
had
like
to handle Joe. Like, bitch.
she
get
just,
back.
that's how she dies.
I know.
I don't know how she's still in Twisters because you know she got sucked up into a storm at some
I
point.
only heard.
So maybe she's not.
It's
I
a
don't know. Let
flashback
us
when
know.
she got sucked up into the fucking.
Well,
I
if,
would love
if his
that. I
kid
would
plays
love
their
that.
kid, maybe he has a memory.
I don't know if that's true.
I don't know.
I don't know
We
if
don't
that's
know.
true. I just know that Bill Paxton's in real life son is in Twisters. I don't know if he plays Bill Harding's son.
So Dusty's asking Joe what it was like in the storm, and she's all, it was windy.
Yeah. Windy.
Like, how do you describe it?
I guess.
And Jonas and his dudes roll up too little too late, and the driver, that's Andy, right? Is
Right.
like, shouldn't we help them? And
Right,
he's like,
he's
they're
like,
fine.
no,
Well, there's an
they're-
overturned Jeep in the road, and they're all covered in fucking mud.
I know, and they're all yelling, "You got here too late. Get fucked."
Yeah, and Dustin's
Bah,
in
bah.
their window, like, all, fuck you,
Oh,
loser.
Dustin. I love.
What were you going to say?
Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt had to get hepatitis shots after that scene because
Oh.
of being in the dirty ditch.
Ooh, they had to get
It
hepatitis
was like
shots.
An actual
It was an
dirty,
actual dirty
gross,
dish.
like sheep shit dish.
So before we find out what happens next, it's a good time to take a break.
Thank God.
We'll be right back. If you're a fan of Practical Magic or the Sookie Stackhouse books and love shows like Absolutely Fabulous and The Golden Girls, you're in for a treat with this new paranormal comedy, House of Furies by Donnie Clark.
The Fury family, Witch Alex, his sister Agatha, and their long-suffering mother Rose inherit a rambling mansion in Natchitoches, Louisiana from their reclusive Uncle Edwin, along with a heap of trouble.
There's secret passageways, magical objects, even a cemetery instead of a backyard, and it comes with a friendly caretaker named Earl who's not what he seems.
Cocktails, outrageous outfits, and black magic are the order of the day. Join them as they explore the southern fried town, dip a toe in the local dating pool, and meet their neighbor Helen, who harbors a very old and very dark secret.
House of Furies by Donnie Clark, available to purchase on Amazon, $4.99 for Kindle and $21.99 for paperback. And we're back.
We're back.
'Cause we're going again.
We're going again.
Are you crazy?
Yes. Yes.
You almost died, and he's like, nah. It was just a close call.
That was nothing.
It's totally fine.
It was nothing.
It's just a little win.
Yes. A little win.
We get a little foreshadowing when they pass this field of cows.
Oh, yes.
Just out there grazing. And Jonas is ahead of them, closer to the storm, and Bill pulls up next to him and brakes suddenly because
Yes.
he's just like,
He's like, wait. He's looking out the window. He's like, because he's like the tornado whisperer.
yes.
He
That's
knows
exactly what he is.
what a tornado about to do.
And he's like, ooh, the updraft, the angle, it's going to shift. It's a sidewinder.
It's a sidewinder.
So they head down this side road, and Melissa's trying to do therapy on the phone in
Right,
the back
she's
seat.
taking calls.
Donald, she did not marry your penis.
Donald and Melanie, which is funny.
And like, can they not hear the chaos?
I know.
In the background, like
It's like a
it's not a
flip
good time.
phone.
And why are you answering the phone, Melissa?
Why would you? Because she's a very serious reproductive therapist.
Like, did she not take a vacation to come on this trip?
I guess not. Well, she probably didn't plan ahead. She was like, I'm coming.
And so they're talking about F2, possible F3.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
shit, horizontal rain.
Oh,
Hang
fuck.
on. We're in the core.
We're in the core.
Oh, we got sisters.
Oh, shit.
And there's 2 funnels, 3
Yes,
funnels.
it like splits off.
They're
It's
on like this
"Bah,
bridge over the water.
We gotta get off this road.
And the cow flies past them.
Cow.
Julia, we got cows. Melissa's on the phone like,
Julia,
I gotta go.
Julia, we got cows. I gotta go.
Another cow.
Nope,
not
that's
those
the same
cow.
cow. It's the one without an ear. That's how you could tell. Oh, oh.
And the truck is like in the funnel. It spins
I
it
know.
around, but leaves it on the road.
And
See,
it like
it's
dissipates.
fucking with you.
I know.
It's all.
I
just
know.
playing a little.
The one where they go like later when they go to drop the Dorothy, where it like is there and it's gone, and it's there and it's gone.
I'm telling you, this time is
I
personal.
don't want to play with fucking nature.
So they, you see the 3 funnels, then they all disappear.
Yes.
And Melissa's freaking out, but Bill and Joe are stoked. They like get out.
Right,
and
they're
do
like
a little
a
celebration.
celebration. Yeah, woo!
And the rest of the crew rolls up, and Melissa tells Bill like, I'm not okay. This is not okay.
No,
Like,
this is weird. Like this, I thought you were kidding.
I thought it was a metaphor
No.
when you said you chase storms. Who uses storm chasing as a metaphor? Interesting. And we
Okay,
still don't know how
Melissa.
they met. We
like,
cannot
we
figure
still-
out how this meteorologist met this. What did she call it? A reproductive therapist.
A reproductive therapist.
which I did
How
not
do
even
you
know was a
think-
thing.
Well, I mean, I guess it stands to reason. But like, where would they have met each other?
I don't know. The news? Did she come on the news to talk about
Come on the news.
reproductive therapy? I
And
don't
he
know.
met her while he was doing a thing about the weather?
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
So the crew can't help but notice they're real close to Makita.
Wakita. Wakita food.
Red meat.
I want no.
Food.
We're not going.
Need
We're not doing it.
sustenance.
We need sustenance.
And Meg
Food.
won't mind. So she's like absolutely not cut to Aunt Meg's house.
Yes,
like
we're
she's like,
going to Aunt
no,
Meg's
it's
house."
not happening.
And of course, she is like this artsy old lady.
House of 1,000 flying metal implements.
Oh my God! In Tornado Alley, this is my art, and it is dangerous.
She's the Delia Dietz of the
Do you
piece.
think I want to die like this?
And you notice she's not welding these herself. She's got like a
she's
welder.
got some- That's the other thing.
And we decided
Vision.
that she's the Blue Raja's aunt.
Oh yes.
And she's why he started collecting forks, only she has a
was
different
the one-
reason.
well, yeah, because she's got them all in her yard. Because all the cows
So,
fly
right.
into her traps.
So the cows get sucked up in the storm.
Right.
She throws one of these metal fucking wind chimes up there.
You saw
And
there was
bam,
one on the side
a
of the
dozen
house.
fat steaks land on her lawn.
There was one on the side of the house. I bet you that's how come when that tornado came through, that's what lifted her fucking house is because she had that shit.
huge thing and it tried to like
Yup,
launch it
yup,
into the air.
yup.
So yeah, so they all arrive. She gives hugs and kisses, and she just has on hand a dozen giant fucking steaks.
Steaks.
Got a lot of beef, Meg.
A lot
Yeah.
of beef. You
Did
see my
see
cows, out front? Nope.
No. Oh. Oh, she butchers her own cows.
And like I'm confused. I don't know what time of day it is. I don't think it's really morning,
no, it
but
seems
it's
like
steak and eggs and mashed potatoes and gravy. But
It's
like I'll
always
still
good.
eat it.
Oklahoma.
It's
It's 'cause
always
it's
good.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, when the wind grows rushing through the plain.
Where the steak and eggs come with mashed potatoes and gravy.
Yum, mashed potatoes. Her
her
mashed,
gravy's
her
like a
gravy
food
is
group.
legendary.
Yes, I want to try that
I
gravy.
do.
Oh, it looked
I do. I told you I went back and looked. Only like everybody was eating, everybody was chewing, but only 3 people I saw had utensils.
Because we were trying to figure out if Blue Raja stole all her utensils.
She
too.
might have. You might have. They were all eating it with their hands because they're the
Melissa
extreme. They're
wasn't
ragtag.
And yeah, Melissa looked grossed out, and I'm like, okay, Melissa, this is your only fault.
I
You're
know.
grossed out by this meal.
It's
looks
delicious.
and the smells of cooking
perfect sunny
Yeah,
side
she was
up
just overwhelmed.
eggs
She was
and
overwhelmed.
steak.
for sure.
Because I would have been
Mm.
eaten up in a heartbeat. Eating all that shit.
So they're all Jonas is being interviewed on television. They're all boo. They yell at TV.
They were all
What a
taking
wiener.
turns on the shower. They're all getting cleaned up.
Well,
or
just
whatever
Bill
before
and
them.
Joe because they
Oh
were
yeah,
out in the
no
mud.
one else gets to shower.
Well, they were the only ones that were in the tornado.
true.
Everyone else is
and
in their
did
car.
she wash her clothes?
Right? Her clothes were clean as hell. She
Yeah,
just
they
has
were.
a change of clothes at Aunt Meg's house.
She blew out
It was
her
the-
hair.
It was the uniform for the movie.
Right.
She just had that same
That
outfit
same
on the
white
time.
shirt. Yeah.
She did.
And Bill's clothes are also clean. So unless
Yeah,
they were
and-
there for hours in
and
time to
pressed.
wash their
But
clothes.
He also had his truck, so he probably had his bag.
Yeah, maybe he had his travel bag out there.
Maybe he just wears all denim all the time.
So they're talking about the extreme baby, imminent ruin, and she's like, Melissa's like, why do you call Billy the extreme?
Oh,
Because he is the extreme.
baby.
Most out of control son of a bitch in the game.
Yes, he was like, no, there was like an evil Bill, and I
Killed him. And they're like, yes! That's even more extreme.
Oh my god! And they're like talking about like what the tornadoes are and like what the Fujita scale
Yes.
is. With his like F1, F2, or whatever. And they're like all making jokes about this shit. Like, oh yeah, that was just
And then she's like, what about an F5?
And they all drop their shit. Come on. Come on. Only one of us has seen an F5. That was the one what ate Joe's daddy.
It sure was. So Meg goes up to talk to Joe, who's already fully blow dried.
Oh, yes. She's blown out. Her clothes are clean. She has managed to get the stains out of her tank top.
And Aunt Meg asks her, he didn't keep his part of the bargain.
What part was that?
To spend his life pining for you and die miserable and alone.
Of course.
Is
and
that
what's
so
that
much
about?
to ask?
What is that about?
And so at some point they say that he's the one who walked away.
Right.
We don't really know why. Like, they don't ever really talk about why they broke up.
Right.
Except for that she's obsessed with storms, but so is he, clearly.
Yeah.
So I don't know why that's a problem.
Well, and my question is, when they're telling that story about the naked dude throwing the bottle...
That's him,
right?
Yeah, they're telling the story about why he's the extreme.
That's what I thought. So they were working...
They
were doing storm.
That's when she fell in love with him, probably too.
Right, and this dude shows
some
up
naked
in a
man,
Green Valiant, naked, or at least in
mostly
shorts,
naked,
and drunk, and throws a bottle into the fucking tornado, and everybody fell in love with him then and there.
I guess so.
Okay.
So I don't know if he ever actually said he was going to spend his life pining for her and die, because he's the one who walked away. So I assume he didn't say that.
I feel like that was just Aunt Meg, like, he was, of course, supposed to never love again after he left you.
I guess.
I don't know.
So the wind starts blowing, another storm's coming in.
Oh, shit.
And Bill tells Melissa to ride with Dusty.
He's like, well, you go... It'll be safe.
It'll be safer for you in the back.
Brings up the rear. Mm-hmm. I am always surprised because they do a lot of off-roading, right? Mm-hmm. I'm always surprised that this motorhome,
right?
Everything Cutlass makes it Supreme, and like all this other shit manages to go along. Like I know they hang back,
right?
But they usually have to.
They're
take
close,
these side roads.
You said Cutlass Supreme, and I just keep thinking of the new menu item at Taco Bell. I'm like, I know it's a car. You can't put the word Supreme on something and not make me think it comes with sour cream.
In The Adventures of
right?
Pete and Pete.
I'm all Cutlass Supreme.
The Adventures of Pete and Pete when they went to the beach and found a Cutlass Supreme with the metal detector.
That's right.
And drove it home.
These children.
Yeah. No, the whole family.
Oh, the family. That's right.
The dad found the
Drove
Cutlass Supreme and they dug it out with the lights on and drove it home.
Oh my God. Was that in the one in Tremors? The car that gets dragged
Yes!
in the Was it a fucking Cutlass Supreme?
Oh, wait.
It was some sort of station wagon. But I feel like it had wood grain.
Yes.
Oh, it was a Ford
but
LTD.
I feel like
a Ford LTD. Okay.
Yeah. In Pete and Pete, it was a Cutlass Supreme because he says that word.
That's so funny. So Rabbit's directing them through this field to the highway.
Right.
Bill's trying to wire up Joe, and he's like accidentally touching her titties.
Because, I've been there before. And he's like, what is on the other side?
What's past the field? And he's like, the highway,
like,
the highway.
The highway's on the other side. Just keep going. You see that shit? Just keep going.
So they almost run Jonas's team off the road.
They bust through the thing, and there they are. Because there's only like one main road. It's like, it's a big place. It's really flat. They can see where everybody is. And it's like, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of room.
No, it seems like a pretty narrow highway.
Yeah.
So the storm is on them. They've got touchdown, and down the highway they're on, but they still can't see it. So Jonas decides not to follow them this time.
Right.
So they turn off, and he's like, no, keep going.
He's like, no.
So they pull over, and they can see on all the readings, like the storm is right in front of us.
Right,
like, where is it?
Where the fuck is this? Like, I don't see it. I don't know where it is.
So Joe and Bill head in with Dorothy, and Bill's trying to get Dorothy ready while the truck is in motion during a hailstorm. And
right, we got hail.
I watched the behind the scenes.
We got debris.
And for whatever reason, in this state, you could not find like an ice machine that did this, so they had to like have it imported from somewhere.
I feel like they were filming in Oklahoma, but they had to get the ice from Iowa
or something.
It was that they couldn't get the blocks of ice that were big enough to fit in the machine that they were using to make the hail.
Chop it up.
Okay.
Yes.
And like the amount that they could load it with only lasted for like a mile and a half. So every time they'd set up and then start this shoot, they'd have to stop after a mile and a half and reload the ice machine.
And this is an exciting moment Because that fucking, is this not the one? Oh, no.
This is where, a boat flies through the air past them.
This is the one where it, like,
A bike hits the
goes and then, like,
windshield.
goes away, and then it comes in and goes away and comes
So,
in
yeah, they're
and
trying to
goes away.
get Dorothy off the truck, and the
Right.
storm hits this power line sparking, blah, blah, blah. But then it knocks it over.
Right.
And the balls just spill out all over the
She's like,
road.
no, like, help me pick this shit up. And he's like, well, we got to get out of here because it's going to drop on
And then
us.
it disappears,
It's
and they're in the
back
cone of
building.
silence.
It's in back building. It's back building.
So she's still trying to recover these sensors, and Bill's like, no, we need
gotta
to go,
get out
go,
of
go.
here.
So it drops again right in front of them, and he reverses back down the road.
Yes.
And she gets out as soon as he stops and is still running out there trying to collect all her
Girl.
25-cent machine balls.
Girl.
And this is where we have the dramatic
You've never
moment.
seen him miss this house. I miss that house. And come after you.
Jesus Christ, Joe, is that what you think it
Don't you think
did?
it happened?
Can't you just forget it? When's
I mean,
it gonna
your
be
dad
enough?
died. He got eaten by a tornado. Like, get over it.
You can't explain it. You can't predict it. Making
got
Chet
so
mouth the
Chet.
whole time.
He got so Chet.
Wyatt, get
What?
to your fucking room.
Bonk, bonk.
He be smacking twisters on the head.
Smacking
Just bopping them on their
twisters.
noggins. Killing yourself won't bring your dad back. So yeah, you got to move on. Which she was like, 7 when this happened, and she's like 30-something now.
I know.
You can't see what's right
In front of
Yeah,
you.
me. And everybody
and then-
hears this. On
Yes,
the fucking
Melissa
TV.
hears it. Oh, she hears him.
Could you imagine having to hear that shit right next to Dusty?
But I would be there to take care of her.
Well, I know
Her
you would.
moment.
I know you would,
Loretta
Loretta.
would be her shoulder to
But
cry
Dusty
on.
was the only one that was there that heard this shit. He's looking at her like, oh.
You just said that out loud.
So
Wow.
the storm center's seeing a huge storm coming on the Doppler.
Yes.
And now, meanwhile, we're at the drive-in where The Shining is playing.
Oh,
And now, how'd they get
thank you.
the rights to
Thank
this
you.
shit?
They got a print of The Shining in middle of nowhere, Oklahoma.
Well, and like, how did this movie get the rights to play The Shining? I mean, I
Oh,
guess
it
it's
was like a
Spielberg's
thing.
company, so I mean,
I guess it was like a
he
thing.
can get anything.
It said it was a double feature. Could you imagine? I would love to go to the drive-thru, but I wouldn't at night in Tornado Alley when there was tornadoes.
I know they're like smack in the middle of the biggest tornado season
There
ever, and
seems
they're all
like
out at
there's
the
a lot of
drive-in.
Teens
Yeah,
and young adults out here doing things. But it was a double feature: Psycho and The Shining.
Amazing.
That is a hot night.
And this is not just a drive-in; it's a motel.
Yes, it's
a little
a whole
food
little-
stand, a gas
Yes.
station. They got everything here.
I bet you anything their burritos are not as good as the one at the drive-in here is.
I haven't been there in a while, but I know the last time I
The
went,
food
they
is
actually had some good food
good.
at the Van Buren Drive-In.
The burritos are decent.
It's like Alberto's in a fucking drive-in.
Yes.
Or Alberto's or
Alberto's.
Alberto's. Albert Tacos.
Yeah.
Any variation. You guys, we
Yep.
have like 17 variations
It
of
is.
Alberto's tacos here.
And they all look like a little dude in a sombrero
Uh-huh.
smoking a gigantic joint.
That's
but
all
it's
the same
tacos.
logo, but
Yep.
it's all different
Yep.
owners.
Speaking of Albert Tacos, they have a food truck now.
Albert Tacos has a food truck? Like a
Saw it
traveling
parked
it
out
around?
there. Yeah, I saw it parked
Oh.
out front there.
Bring them to my house.
We're going to have to start. We got to find a food truck that every Thursday night. Roll up down my street. Roll up
Come
down
up
my
to
street.
At my house.
We need the food
At
truck.
my house.
So they're watching this movie, and the storm chasers are all there,
Right.
stopped. You know, Melissa's all checked into a
She's
room,
like-
kind of,
Laying
yeah,
on the
It's
bed,
like,
laying
oh,
on the bed.
finger in her engagement ring.
Yes.
Yeah,
She's,
spinning
like,
her
thinking
engagement
about
ring.
it. She's like
Looking
listening to the
perfectly
news.
shaped for me to come and spoon behind her.
Yeah.
I just have to say, beautiful, beautiful Jami Gertz. They did her wrong with this haircut.
Skin is so
This hairstyle.
gorgeous. Her
No, she
big
still
doe
looks- she
eyes.
still looks beautiful.
She's still
When she's
beautiful, but that
shocked-
haircut was not good.
you know,
When she's shocked and scared, she looks like a deer.
Mira
she's so
Sorvino
gorgeous.
Was considered for the
Oh,
role
Mira
of
Sorvino?
Melissa Reeves,
I would.
but she would not dye her hair brown. So
Why did they
therefore-
have to have her dye her hair brown?
Because
Because
Joe
Joe's
was
blonde.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
Helen Hunt's blonde.
Yep.
Well, Jami
Yep.
Gertz already had brown hair.
Yep.
Perfect.
Which she's much better than Mira.
Yeah.
Because I can't.
I mean,
see her
it's
other than Romy.
Jami Gertz. Like, I love her. I love Jami Gertz. Jami Gertz.
We've done a lot of Jami. Well, not a lot, but we've done
A
several
few. A
Jami
few.
Gertz.
Yeah.
So Bill and Joe are out there like making tension eyes at each
There's
other.
like she's ordering
awkward.
8 coffees. He's ordering 2. And the girl behind the counter is like, fuck.
so many coffees.
I'm like, come on. I didn't even have the goddamn thing turned on. I'm making
Right?
hot
Nobody
dogs
wants
and shit.
coffee. It's a bunch of teenagers at the drive-in.
They want popcorn and fucking red vines.
And Joe grabs a pen from the food place to go sign her divorce papers.
Yes.
And Bill comes out to tell her about the sensor scattering on the highway, and he had some ideas about like
It needed
maybe
an
they aren't going to get
anchor. Like,
carried.
they're not going
Like,
to fly. Like, something's happening there.
and Melissa comes outside. Like, so there's like some wind happening. The TV's getting
it's getting all-
staticky.
Yeah.
So everyone kind of stops. Like, uh-oh. Like,
Well,
what's
Bill and
going
Joe
on?
are like, hold on a second.
Watching
and
the
then
sky.
they see, like, the lightning.
Yes.
And in the fucking dark. No, I'm saying underground 85% of the time, at least while I'm sleeping underground. If I'm living in Tornado Alley and I have a fucking...
You always sleep underground no
always,
matter
because
what.
it always sneaks up at you in the dark. Ain't gonna be me. Ain't gonna be me.
So right as they're figuring out, oh shit, there's a tornado headed right for us, he's like, it's already here.
it's already here.
Get underground!
Everybody now! And I love the fucking... The part where you see the... what do you call it? The projecting screen.
Oh, getting eaten up.
And it's the
Yes.
here's Johnny.
Yes, it's right at where he's breaking the door with the axe.
And you can see it on the side of the tornado.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was amazing.
It took me a second, but I got that. You can cut that out.
So yeah, she's yelling at the staff, take cover. They're all
Right.
headed out to like the
It's
the
like
vehicle repair
I
bay.
guess it's like a oil change. it
Yeah,
seems
where
like, 'cause
you're
it's got
under the car.
Get in the pit.
And so they all get down
Open
and like
up the fucking pit.
the metal roof's getting
Oh,
dragged
fuck.
off, shit's falling inside,
Melissa's
hubcaps
like-
flying.
This shit is
Slicing
not
heads off.
okay.
No, not
Just about slicing heads.
That
Well,
guy
like there's the
almost
fucking
dumped him.
neon sign comes in, a truck falls over, a station wagon
Flies
falls
in and knocks another truck down into the
Yes.
pit, and then
That's
quiet.
it. It's gone.
it's done.
That shit's fucking scary. It's like an earthquake. Like I never
Yeah, it comes out of nowhere.
had like big earthquakes, but not like.
I remember big enough where
home-damaging.
like I had to get out of bed and do the stand in the doorway as a kid, and like shit was
Well-
falling off the shelves.
Well, yeah, like that, but never anything that like damaged the house. Although I did know people that lived in Northridge after
Oh yeah,
the Northridge earthquake, whatever, and the apartment building that they lived in. When you went out into the hallway, it was like slanty shanty,
the hallway was
and it was kind of
They
like
never
one of those
fixed the
mystery
fucking
mines.
foundation.
Well, I was like, is this like safe? Because you could
Probably
tell,
not.
Like you did.
Yeah.
They're like, oh no, they said it's structurally sound, but you could tell that it was like
Yeah.
bent
Sound
in the
right there,
middle.
but not for another.
Yeah. Well, I only stayed there one day.
So Aunt Meg is at home watching a different Judy
Not
Garland
that
movie.
one. Not that one.
Wizard of
It
Oz.
is A Star Is Born.
Yeah, they
That's what it
they
is.
wanted to give the nods without
But
going
not
too
that
hard.
One, not
Yeah.
that one.
And there's
She's
another thing
also-
about that scene.
Oh.
Oh, what?
We're probably going to say the same thing.
What?
That she's reading Dante's Inferno, which features a tornado.
Yes, yes, it does. But
Yes.
also, Judy Garland appears twice because not only is she in as A Star Is Born, but she is as Dorothy on Dorothy.
Right, she's painted on the container. So
But yeah, so she stays up late at night watching old movies and reading
Reading at the
Dante's
same time,
Inferno.
you're an old
Okay.
lady that lives alone. Why not?
She's an artist.
I
She's
wouldn't
an
have a
artist.
movie on and be reading a book though. That's
I
just
can't.
me.
I can't. I'm distracted.
I can't hear
No.
and read at the same time.
I can have like
Yeah.
non lyric.
if it's just music, right? Music only
Sure.
with no lyrics,
No.
but not. Yeah, I can't hear
can't
words
have
and read
multiple
words.
Yes, no, I can't do it.
Yeah, same.
Exactly.
So the metal spinner starts spinning outside.
And the chimes are chiming.
And this apparently, if you live in this area, the wind is not to have the wind pick up is not weird. If the wind stopped it would be weird. Like, this is not alarming.
Oh, the
to
fact
her.
that the chimes are going is not an alarm
It should
bell.
not be alarming to her because that happens all the time in Oklahoma. And why is she allowed to make these things again?
They couldn't get ripped up and fly across the neighborhood. This is dangerous.
Because
These
her
are
home
sharp.
is like destroyed
Well, and
by
how come
these
all the
fucking
homes
things.
in that area are 2-story houses.
I know. Why do you have 2-story houses
Well,
where
they-
they can get...
That too. But apparently
Sucked up into the
the
storm.
production of this movie bought eight blocks
Yes.
of
just to wreck it?
Of-
That note.
neighborhoods.
For $7,000 to $10,000
Yes.
each.
They bought houses for
Yes.
$7,000 to $10,000
$7,000
each.
to
Right. They
$10,000
bought
each.
8 blocks of this town, wrecked it,
Yeah.
and then I guess with the money they rebuilt it.
Okay.
So those houses and an additional 30 homes built by the production company
Yes.
were subsequently demolished
Yes.
by the film crew for the scenes. And then the town later rebuilt the downtown area and also kept the new fire truck used in the
Yes,
film.
they used the
Oh,
fire. They
okay.
got
They bought 'em a fire truck.
for thing and then kept it. So they came out on top, did they not?
They did.
Yeah.
I think so. Because then the town of Wichita also has the Twister Museum.
Yes.
Oh, they have a Twister
where
museum.
they actually have the replica of the Dorothy machine,
Oh.
movie posters,
Yeah.
memorabilia photos.
Well, what else is there? It looks like
and
a
then
pretty
the demo,
town.
The demo of the...
It looks like
Yeah.
a pretty town.
Yeah.
Did they not have a because again, you know I've never been to Universal Studios, but did they not have a Twister
the Ride.
the ride?
Oh,
right?
I don't... Did they...
Was that in?
Do they still have that
Hollywood,
currently?
Or was that
in
in
Orlando?
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't
Okay.
remember Twister the Ride when I was there.
No, but they did, and I
Yes.
did because I tell you I do those YouTube things where you go on the ride and you don't
Right.
actually have to go on the ride. And I
Orlando
watched them.
apparently also has this amazing parade. The Orlando
Really?
Universal Studios. Have you seen anything about
No.
this? Where they've got like Marty McFly and Doc on the fucking DeLorean, and they've got like, you guys go look up Universal Studios Florida parade. It's new. It's like something they're doing
Wow.
now new, and I keep seeing these videos where there's just
I can't
awesome.
imagine a
I'm not going to
situation
Florida,
where
I'm sorry.
going to be in
I can't go to
Florida,
Florida.
but
I
like,
wanna go to
well, I've
Florida.
also never been to
Close to
fucking
Florida.
Universal Studios here.
Okay, that we could accomplish, but they
I
don't
know.
have that parade.
That's never
No,
going to
let's
happen.
tell you.
But
I'll
here's
watch
a-
it on YouTube.
Interesting factoid, though, about Wichita. When the movie was filmed, it was population 344.
Oh wow!
In 1996. Okay.
Yeah.
Present day, it's only population 546.
Wow!
I cannot imagine living somewhere with a population of 546
Wow.
people.
Because
Holy
probably
shit.
Now it's probably just the museum. It's
Yeah, it's not really a lot of
it is. Like, the
residential
people that
area.
work there.
yeah, it's just a tourist destination.
If you're driving through Middle America. I mean, that
You're
would be
going
me
through
because
Middle
that's what
America,
I
going,
want to
"Let's
do. Like,
the
I want
movie
to drive.
tour." You got to go to there, and then you go to.
I
Iowa
want
or
to drive
to
through
go see
Middle
the Field
America.
of
I want to
Dreams.
do like the train from the one side to the other and take like a big old road trip from the most western point to the most eastern point. And I want to see all the ridiculous shit in between. I want
So if you want Doom Generation to go on a cross-country train
Right?
tour, go
Give
to
us money.
patreon.com/Doom Generation and subscribe to our Patreon.
You have to give us a lot of money though, because I'd have to like take a lot of time off because I want to do
To go,
driving
oh yeah,
thing.
to go all the way
Then you
across.
could do like movie stops. Of all
Yeah.
I know,
you can
like
do
I want
movie
to do
stops.
like movie
Yeah.
stops and all the things that you could see. I want to go from.
We
the
could
most-
do meet and
Start a
greets.
GoFundMe.
Come on.
Yes,
Start a
we'll come to
GoFundMe.
your town.
We'll come to your town. I don't care if there's only 2 of you in the whole town that listen. We'll be there. So we got a little ahead of ourselves.
I
So
know we
after
did. I'm
the
sorry.
drive-in, everybody's
Yes.
now calm. The cops are there, like trying to
Right.
assess damage, and they hear, oh, a storm coming straight for Wichita.
Dusty goes.
Yeah,
and he's
here's it
like
on
looking
the-
at all the shit, and he comes up and tells her like it looks to hit Wichita like head on.
Like head on, and Bill's
We
like,
got
they're
to
ready to
go.
go, and Melissa's like,
I'm gonna go back. He's like, yeah, babe, go back to the hotel room. She's like, no,
no.
I'm going home.
And you know what? I'm not that upset.
It's fine. They
What
had
does
to
that
make
mean?
him. They had to do this because Bill Paxton is so lovable.
Right? You can't,
You
hate,
can't
him.
hate him.
He clearly just still loves his ex-wife. Like, I mean, what are you gonna do?
I
he
mean,
didn't
he
do it
didn't intend
maliciously.
for this to happen, and you believe him. when he
Yeah,
says
I
that to
believe
you.
he went to
I
really get
believe-
those divorce papers signed, and that's
I
just
really
not
do.
what happened.
Yeah.
And now Dorothy's here, and there's tornadoes.
You know
and
how
shit,
babies
and
keep a marriage together.
You know how it is. You know how it is.
And Melissa's realizing she's a lesbian now.
Well, also, Melissa realizes she's in love with Loretta.
I know.
And so she's
Melissa-
like, you know what?
Jami Gertz has had an awakening, and she was like, Loretta.
She's like, I don't know. I just,
There's something
I'm not
about
feeling
Loretta.
it. Literally.
Yeah.
So cut to the Wakita welcome sign
Oh,
down.
Everything.
They're
And
too
luckily-
late. Well, they're not too late.
They're
But so
not
now we
too
were
late.
talking about, I don't care. I've seen this movie, I don't know how
I
many
know.
times.
I know.
And I still get choked up.
I know.
Thinking
When
that
it's
Aunt Meg might not
is
be
Meg
okay.
gonna be okay. They
Even
gotta
though I
get
know
there.
she's fine.
They gotta get there. Like, I want to run into this house.
When they get there and it's already demolished, you're like, oh,
I mean,
God,
it's a
Aunt
good
Meg is
goddamn
dead.
thing. It's a good
Well,
goddamn thing.
And don't forget them driving past the family that's standing
Oh,
there.
I know. That looks
That
exactly
looks just like her
family.
family.
And is
Yeah.
that or is that not the same woman that
I don't
plays
think
her
it
mom?
is. I think it's
not.
different people.
See, and now here's a Mandela effect thing, because I swear the first time that I saw this movie, you get a glimpse of her and her mom and her dad.
Yeah.
Like you get that.
Like a
glimpse,
memory.
and then-
right.
Yeah, like
And
you
then
get
it's
that,
like a
and when
flashback.
they flash back, then it's not.
And you know that
I
little
don't remember
girl.
that.
Watching this week, I did not see it.
You didn't
Oh,
see it.
see. But you know that little baby Joe is Lava Girl.
Yes.
Is it really?
It
she
is
looked a little
indeed.
bit familiar to
Yeah.
me.
It's
Shark Boy
Lava
and
Girl.
Lava Girl.
It's Lava
And is Shark
Girl.
Boy not fucking Werewolf Boy from Twilight? Is that not the same kid? Jacob?
No, but he's in it as something else.
He's in Twilight?
Lava Boy. No,
Who's Shark Boy is
is
somebody.
married to Megan Trainor.
Oh,
Oh.
that's right.
Yep.
So,
Who is Shark Boy? Okay, so he ain't the-
Alexa Pena Vega.
No.
Alexa Pena
He's-
Vega is the
Yes,
little girl.
She's the little baby girl. That's
So who plays Shark Boy? What else is he from?
I don't know who he
Well,
is,
no,
but he's
she's-
married to Megan Trainor. They have
Spy
babies.
Kids. Yeah,
All right.
Went off on a way tangent.
So
I know.
we're here to rescue Meg. We can
Shit!
hear something inside.
I'm so upset by this fucking moment.
There's children crying
know,
in the
like,
streets.
They had no warning, but it's a good thing that there's still a road paved. There's
there's still a
way
clear
paved.
road.
The power lines are still down. People are still in their pajamas. People are dead, but the road is
It's
still
totally clear.
Yeah.
So they
So-
get in and like they hear the dog barking. They start climbing up to Meg's room. And
Oh
this
my
is
God.
also emotional. Her like
I
climbing
know.
on the fucking
Like,
rubble.
shit,
Like
we didn't have time. Like the dog stayed with her.
and they lift the rubble off of
to get
her.
out. And okay, all right. So in this town in Tornado Alley, at no time has these homes been demolished or damaged
Right? They're
in
all
any way. This is the first
fine.
time. I know they were talking
Well, it's
about
F5,
that
bitch.
Okay, I know.
But they get to rebuild every time.
I know. Okay, maybe
FEMA
they do.
monies.
Insurance.
Oh,
Homeowners
FEMA
insurance and FEMA money.
FEMA money.
So they keep
Because her
rebuilding.
house got
And then
shifted.
Why is there always the TV? That's
Right.
The TV that's held on by the
Yes,
cable,
by
which
a cable.
How many
Bitch.
people have been killed by the TV hanging on?
and I'm sorry, in 2024, y'all getting killed by the TV because there ain't no more coaxial cable.
No.
It's gonna come unplugged
It's
and
gonna
fall right
come
on
right
you.
Unplugged.
Do not
right in
expect
your
to be
face.
saved by
It's
that
gonna be that
coaxial.
72-inch flat screen's gonna take the top of your skull right
Then
off.
again, though, these bitches are light compared to that
That's
heavy
also
ass
true. That
90s
fucking
TV she was
300
about to get on her
where
head.
you had to get like a group of teamsters
Yes.
to move your big
So
ass
she had it on a
TV.
rolly cart. Did you notice it? Was on
Yeah.
a rolly
Yes.
cart? So she should wheel
She's
it
a
around her
teacher. She brings it in on TV days.
She's an educator.
So they get her out and she
Yes.
sees everyone out there. She's like, how nice you all
They're
came.
like, how about some steak and eggs, Meg?
She's like, bitch, my wrist is broken.
Right? They're like helping her. She's moving that wrist.
And
It
she's like,
ain't
don't
broken.
forget my dog.
Don't you make me hurt your dog. Get back
Ma'am.
in my broken house.
Oh, God, when are we going to do Silence of the Lambs?
Silence of the
Lambs.
Soon, I hope, because I
I'll
love
be in
that
that
movie.
one.
My husband
Oh,
calls
Loretta
me
wants to be here
Clarice.
for Silence of the
Hello?
Lambs.
Do you not remember what Katie taught the twins to say after bath time?
Oh, what? It puts the lotion on its skin or else it gets the
So
hose
Katie
again?
would say, after she would bathe them, she would say, it puts the lotion on the skin. And then you would hear my sweet little twins at 2 years old going, or else it gets the hose
Oh,
again.
I love it.
Oh, my
At my
God.
work, I have a basket for like the receipts. And it says,
Put the lotion in the fucking basket.
yeah, Almost. I have like 2 little Post-its that I like made a whole thing, and it's like it puts the greens in the basket. It does this whenever it's sold.
Nice. So yeah, as disturbing as that movie is, I feel like we could have a lot of fun.
No, I'm gonna have a good time
With
because my
Silence of
husband
the
calls me
Lambs.
Clarice.
Oh.
I don't think my husband has any nicknames for me from Silence of the Lambs.
Just Clarice.
Thank you.
He buys me like death's head moth things whenever he sees it because that's what he calls me. It's cute, right?
Yeah.
So they get her out. They get the dog out, and her fucking house collapses.
Immediately.
It becomes like Poltergeist house.
Yes, it
Like
like
sucks
implodes.
into itself.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
And
now-
never has that ever happened. Their entire town is fucking destroyed.
So now an even stronger tornado is coming.
They're like, I don't know if you want to go, Joe, but it
Could be the strongest
this is it.
F5
It's
the state
big
has ever
one.
seen. Just saying.
I'm just saying, let's go. And it's like, all right, fine. She's like, go.
Because Meg's
what
like,
you
look,
do."
I had no warning.
Right.
Yeah.
Make sure this doesn't happen to anybody
Because
else
that's
again.
what they're talking about, like way earlier. I don't know if we were mentioned this or not, where you can increase the
Yeah, we said he went
warning
from
time.
3
Did we?
minutes to
Thank
15
goodness.
minutes. Yes, we did.
Thank goodness.
So she wants Joe to go stop it. And
Yes.
Bill's like, are you all right? And she's watching them spinners in the yard.
Right.
And she's like, you know what?
Oh shit.
I think I know how to make Dorothy fly.
Because, Aunt Meg makes dangerous fucking art in Tornado Alley.
So let's cut the tips of everyone's fingers.
And put a Pepsi can on top of every
Yes,
A Pepsi can on
is so
every
They
25-cent
work
ball.
fast. They're only
They work
driving
25 miles away, so 30 minutes, 35 minutes max.
and they managed to cut up. They were recycling.
Those were
first of all.
hundreds of little sensors that they put
were
wings on.
recycling. First of all, they had like the can of cans in the back of probably Dusty's motorhome, and they managed to cut them all up, flatten them all up, cut them
That's
all
what
up,
he was
make the whole
drinking.
thing.
He had the helmet can.
They were all
The
connected.
helmet
His
was-
hose was all
Yeah,
connected to canned
right.
sodas.
Can.
Yes.
The whole top, that like camper van
because
thing,
they had like the
was
thing,
all
it
full of
was all-
cans.
Oh,
all
it was like that
cans.
long Mirthmobile in Wayne's World 2.
The Mirth
Instead
limo.
it had the instead
Yes.
of having the whatever thing.
So yeah, so they fill up the Dorothy now with these
Yes.
winged cans.
Yes, and they're gonna do it. They've got like 2 chances.
And so they get out there. They got 2 Dorothys ready to go in the back of the truck, and of
Right.
course Joe and Bill go alone. Everybody else stays like
Well, they
a
have
little
to
behind.
stay back because
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
gonna do the. They're
Well, and
just
they don't have
reading the-
Dorothy, so there's no
Right.
reason for them to be
They don't need
in
to
the
go
storm.
in there. They're like needlessly die, and
So they're like
supposed to-
recording on
Right.
camcorders and whatever. So this gets, of course, crazy.
Of course.
So they get one out on the road, and they turn around and go to place the
fucking
second.
thing like that goes down and disappears and goes down and disappears. And goes, that's scary.
And this tree comes and knocks that whole first shit over.
Right,
Like it's
it,
all
Right.
in the road.
Yeah.
So now a tree comes
Oh,
knocks
the
over
tree comes up like
and
right
pushes
up their
under their
butthole,
truck.
and now they're stuck.
They're facing the storm. They're
Yes.
stuck.
Oh,
you
shit.
can't get
It's
off
in
the
their
log.
path, and here comes that fucking. Is this a tanker?
It
truck?
throws a damn tanker
like,
truck.
what is that?
A petroleum
Yes,
truck.
and it's like boom.
And it fucking so first it's like it misses them, but then it comes back up in the storm and comes back around.
What you got,
So I have
Loretta?
a note about the tanker truck.
Yes.
That pushes Bill's pickup off
Yes.
of the tree is a Benthic Petroleum, which is the same oil company that Ed Harris's crew works on in the movie The Abyss.
Oh, Steven motherfucking Spielberg,
And
right?
it's
Spielberg
because
bringing it
Ed
in.
And James
Harris
Cameron.
majored in theater at the University of Oklahoma, where the National Severe Storms Laboratory is located.
Oh,
Damn,
shit.
bringing it all
Oh,
together.
that wasn't. Wait, The Abyss was James Cameron, wasn't it?
Steven Spielberg got
I
his
know.
finger
He's
in all
got
the
his fingers
pies.
and all everybody's.
Because he
pie.
has, he not Industrial Lights and Magic? Is that Spielberg?
No, that's
Lucas.
Stan Winston. Yeah.
In my brain, as a little kid, Lucas and
Who's
Spielberg,
Winston?
Stan Winston's.
Stan Winston is
Special effects guy, right?
Special effects, like.
But no, in my head as a little kid, George Lucas and Steven Spielberg until I was 10 were the
Are
same
pretty
person.
close.
Yeah.
Well, because they did Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yes.
Raiders of the Lost Ark,
Yes.
Star Wars, like all the big things, E.T., like all the shit that was the very as far as I knew until I was 10, there was
feel
just
they
one guy who
consult-
made movies.
I feel like they consult each other.
Probably, because they're like the experts in their field.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're trying to get all this shit up. This truck explodes. They drive through this explosion.
Right. Like, did you see that explosion? Like, yeah.
And Jonas's team comes right up alongside
Of
this
course.
storm. And Joe radios him like, hey, the
You
base of
gotta
this shit's a
stop.
mile wide. You need an anchor on your pack. It ain't gonna
it's too heavy
fly.
because now they're like, we're about the science. We want to get these readings. So if you can do it,
Our
if
shit
we
fell
can do
over,
it-
so if
right.
you can make it, please
you
do
need
it.
to anchor it. So if you could do it, do it. And Jonas is like,
Oh, yeah, now you're sharing viable information.
my
I
name's
don't think
Jonas.
so.
And Andy's like,
They've never put
I
us
think,
in harm's way
yeah,
before.
maybe we
like,
should turn. And he's like, oh, and they're like, I'm telling you, Andy, I knew you could hear me. Turn around now.
Right,
Get out of
he's
there.
Like, stop it, get out of there.
And
like,
this
whatever.
fucking, he gets
Oh
Final
my God,
Destination.
he gets Final Destination. This was before Final Destination.
But he
This
gets
was
like
the
a
original
metal
that-
tower through
whatever
his chest.
the fuck that is. Like, ah! So do you think, because then the
They get
truck
sucked
gets
up
sucked
into the tornado.
So do
They
you
blow
think
up.
Jonas was still alive and he had to like
He was
watch him
alive
fucking-
until they exploded.
Yeah.
For sure. He
Yeah,
went
yeah.
up in that
'Cause
tornado
Eddie was
fully
dead.
living, screaming at Andy
Right,
with the
right,
thing
right.
in his chest. I fucked up.
Right? He had to live like for at least 3 minutes.
With
or,
that-
like
yeah, until
2
whatever,
minutes
till
about,
that
like, his
explosion
fucking
happened.
own ego
Absolutely.
got him killed.
Absolutely.
Poor Eddie. Justice for Eddie.
Yes.
Justice for Eddie.
And so
like,
Bill
his
and
whole
Joe are
team had to
pissed.
watch
They're like-
this shit. And like Bill's like, stupid.
And Joe's like, look, we tried. You did
I
what
mean-
you could do.
I mean.
So now they're still driving, tractors falling out of the
Yes,
sky, a
it's fucking
house
left,
rolls.
Right,
Oh.
left, right. Ooh,
The house.
The house.
What about
Did
the
they
house?
drive through the house?
A real 120,000-pound two-story house was rolled in front of Bill and Joe by
No
a 50-foot
shit.
high crane.
Whoa.
And the teddy bear that hits Bill and Joe's windshield right after that was toppled out of the house was a CGI effect.
Okay, yeah, it looked like it might have been, but that was the house.
That
When
for
they
real?
like,
house.
they drive into that house and they like drive down the stairs and drive out the second floor or the first floor or whatever. And
Because
we
again,
saw,
Why not? Why have two stories? You need
yeah, you gotta have
Right.
two stories.
Yeah.
And we saw, there's a video which we'll share when this
Yeah.
episode comes out of Bill Paxton on this set, and he is like a
Just
little boy.
having the best.
This is why we love
fucking
Bill
time.
Paxton. He's on this set with the sideways, whatever,
I know.
upside down staircase, and he's just running
having
up
the
and down,
best
just like
fucking
all
time.
into it. He's like, whoa, look at this.
Look at this! It's fucking wow.
And he was super into, like, even though he was getting like
I know.
pummeled with debris during this, he was so excited. This was like why he signed on to
Did
be
I
in this
mention
movie.
the storm chaser thing in the beginning, or was that just when we were
RIP?
talking?
The
Where they
RIP?
put when he died,
Yes. So I
that
have
the storm chasers they managed to do 200 of them,
Yes.
made a BP with their
GPS
GPS trackers, and that's only the 5th time that that's ever happened, and the only time that that's ever happened for a non-storm
chaser.
chaser.
Well, and I'm sorry if you don't love Bill Paxton,
Then there's
get the
something wrong with
fuck
you.
away from
Yeah.
us.
That is a character flaw.
He has been in so many
He
of
is
our
a
favorite
doll.
things, and he is just
A
there's
doll.
no bad stories about Bill Paxton.
nobody says anything.
And
bad
don't
about
come
him.
at us with the
I don't
weird
wanna hear
fucking
it.
Bill
If you got
Paxton
one, I
bad
don't wanna
stories.
fucking
I
hear
don't
it
want to
because
know.
it's not
Because it's
true.
fake news.
Do not
It's
besmirch
not
the dead.
true. Do not besmirch.
But yes, if
The
you are
name.
not like a huge Bill Paxton fan, you
I
need
see
to
Bill
re-educate
Paxton
yourself.
every goddamn morning in my kitchen.
Oh yeah, you have that.
As Hicks.
Yeah,
I have
you have that
Hicks in my
Hicks
kitchen
poster.
every morning. I say good morning to Bill Paxton.
Speaking of which, I don't know if you know this, that Vasquez knows who we are.
Oh yeah.
So we had a fan,
Uh-huh.
Kyle, one of our patrons, went and met her at a comic convention and got her autograph, and he told her all about our episode on aliens and how much we love Vasquez. And she said she was going to listen.
Vasquez is my religion.
So I don't know if she really did.
Okay, so I have to say, when I was in Iraq, in our warehouse there was a pull-up bar.
Oh.
And my goal before I left fucking Iraq
Was to be
able to do a
Vasquez.
Vasquez
pull-up.
And I would always channel my inner Vasquez out there with the guys trying to get my pull-ups. I was able to do 2 before I left. And I was like, yes!
But yeah, Kyle told Jeanette, what's her last name? Jeanette. Oh my God. I'm totally blanking.
Vasquez.
We love you, Vasquez. Jeanette and the stepmom from Terminator 2 and all of these other amazing things you've been in. But yes.
Oh my God.
He said he told her all about us, and now we got an autograph from Rose McGowan from a listener up there on our Scream poster. But he got his autograph for him.
Yes,
Jeanette Goldstein. Which you don't think of because
she
don't look like a Goldstein. She's Vasquez. She is.
Everything that she's in, she's totally different.
So look, it says right here, Jeanette Goldstein is a true chameleon.
A true chameleon. There you go.
But Vasquez is my religion.
We do. So if you're listening to this,
die.
You're an inspiration.
Inspiration, Ms. Goldstein.
So
bless you.
We're back to. They watch this. He says the cruise control. So they're in the truck. They got the last Dorothy on the back.
Okay, this is the last shot. We have to anchor it.
And the anchor is his brand new $50,000 fucking truck.
Which he only has liability on. Because
I'm sorry, you're by a brand new truck. You are getting comprehensive. Even in 1996. Even in 1996.
Yes.
As a weatherman.
I know.
You're getting comprehensive on your brand new truck.
You're going down to Oklahoma where the wind goes rushing through the plains.
And you need comprehensive insurance on your truck. So they are like, okay, they wait it with the truck. Right. They go it through the cornfield.
Right. And they're like, I guess Helen Hunt got really injured. Yes? Is this the thing? When they were trying to they had to wedge the door open because
the door kept hitting her and it
hit her right in the face.
Ouch!
So they had to wedge the door.
Right. Which it stands to reason because you're trying to. How fast are they going?
It doesn't seem like they're going more than like 30, but still
with the cornfield trying to hold
whapping
the door
you in the
open,
face.
And then you have to try to jump to safety.
So
not get under the wheel.
There was a thing that I read too that they had them like slow down.
Yes, they were
so
going.
that they could speed up the film when they were editing to make it look like they were going
they were going faster than
that
they were.
That makes sense. So this is where he sets it to cruise control. They jump out on 3 and they watch the truck drive into the storm. And this is where I got batteries not included. Like all of the little sensors, their little lights light up.
I got emotional.
Yeah.
She's flying, baby.
Yeah.
She's flying.
And it takes the truck, of course, and they embrace. They're so happy. There's so much data. It's already coming in, baby.
We got readings already. We are inside the motherfucking funnel. We're all up in her pussy.
But don't celebrate too long because the storm is shifting.
Because it's right fucking there in front of your face.
And we have no car now, and no radio, and no phone,
bitch.
and just run.
They're like, we're getting readings. Do you see this shit?
They're like, no, we're not connected to this.
The truck is in the tornado.
So luckily, there's a farmhouse nearby.
Yes, they go running, and it's like, but they go into this
fucking barn where there's like murder weapons everywhere. They're like, who lives here? It's like all sharp metal farm implements.
Chainsaw Massacre.
Serious?
I feel like that's just the kind of shit you have.
I'm
in a
sure
barn.
that's just the type of shit you have in like a working farm, but still. So they go out the back door. The barn gets eaten by the tornado.
Right. There's like shit.
There's shit shooting
everywhere.
at them. Fence
running
posts
past
and
the
shit.
fence, and it's like a whole thing. They're run to, and this is where plumbing becomes very important.
They find this funky little shack.
Funky little shack.
Funky little shack. And we could call it the Love Shack because this is where they finally have their kiss
like
again.
The Pump Shack. At the Pump Shack, it's a little old place where we can survive a tornado.
So, like, it's luckily they get in this shack where there's water pipes that go down 30 feet into the ground, and there's just leather straps with buckles just hanging on the wall. Just ready to go.
It's a funky little shack.
Funky. This is what you find in a love shack.
There's
you find some
weird
leather
shit.
straps in the love shack.
The little couple.
Speaking of RuPaul and fracking, was RuPaul not in the Love Shack video? I feel like RuPaul was in the Love Shack
was
video.
in the Love Shack
There we
video.
go.
And also Fracks.
Love
Oklahoma.
frack,
In
baby,
Oklahoma.
love frack. She loves to frack.
Love, baby. That's where it's at.
And in the behind the scenes, so how they do this, like they strap themselves to the
Right,
pipe,
right.
they're getting sucked up
'cause
into
here
the
it's coming.
storm.
It takes the whole
So it's an
building away.
upside down thing. So of course they like actually physically had these two strapped to this pipe that they turned upside down
Yes.
to film them
So they're
like feet in the
hanging.
air. Yeah.
And they can see inside the funnel of this F5
they have this moment.
of like a little twiddle inside and like whatever in their little foots. Not one of them lost a shoe.
Not really.
Not one of them lost their pants.
And then bam, it's gone.
Yeah, no, it just clears
Like nothing
up.
ever
Right before it
happened.
hits the house, it's gone. Like just as soon as it got there, it's gone. Because that's the thing about tornadoes. Oop, there the tornado be.
Yep.
It just sits there and it's gone.
And it's like it was telling him a final fuck you for getting those readings with Dorothy.
Right?
It was like, you know what? You're about to know all about me, but guess what? Right
Yep.
now, fucking shit. I'm gonna fucking get you. Telling you.
Yeah.
And this family comes out of the farmhouse and they don't even acknowledge that there's
No.
like people strapped to
No.
their water pipes.
No.
They're just so happy
Like
to
they
be
got
alive.
like did the sprinkler go off?
yeah,
Or did
like
it
the
hit
sprinkler or the water thing they're
They're all
strapped to
wet.
is going
They're
off.
macking. Oh my God, we got it.
And the storm chasers roll up. Yeah, it didn't take the house. So
No,
the
it
storm
didn't take the
chasers
house.
roll up
Oh,
all like,
Loretta.
And I have a thing of why it didn't take the house.
Why?
At the end of the movie, Bill remarks that the tornado didn't take the house. In fact, it was originally supposed to.
Oh.
But this was an area that was filmed in Iowa. Hardin County, Iowa Historical Society and many citizens objected to the house being blown up, so it was spared.
Oh.
And it is now a tourist attraction.
It's
that
a beautiful
still
house.
has the rubble of the barn and fences.
Oh,
Exactly
wow.
how it was in the
So
movie.
it's still rubble, but the
Oh,
house still
interesting.
stands.
Okay.
The house is beautiful.
It is. I can
It
see
looks
why they
like
didn't
one of
wanna
those.
blow it up.
I would love to live in one of those, but like, I mean, like,
But
what
not
am I
in
gonna do out in the middle?
Tornado
And don't you fucking play a tornado in my face. Don't you fucking play a tornado in my face. I don't want to move to Tornado Alley.
no.
No.
So
I'll
the-
live in those houses, but I don't. Nope.
So the storm chasers come up to get them and they're like already planning and they're already including Bill in their plans as
Yes,
if
like you got
poor Melissa never existed.
I know.
his new job as a weatherman never existed.
Right? Like that's
Oh,
all
but
done
it's
now.
oh, you guys don't be sad for Melissa because she lived happily ever after with Loretta,
Of course.
who
it's
ate her
fine.
pussy till the day she died.
Right? And she's not even dead yet.
And she's not even dead, so she's
Some
still
say-
getting her pussy ate to
Some
this
say
day.
that to this day she
You can still
eats
hear her
pussy.
hollering like that slowed down camel in the fucking wind.
That slow
Oh.
down, making tornado sounds while she gives her the old titty twister.
The titty twister. Yes, bitch.
Jamie Gertz and Loretta forever.
So yeah, Bill and Joe are kissing strapped to this pole. We all live happily
Yes.
ever after. The team is all stoked.
Right, and then we have to hear Alex Van Halen's "Respect the Wind."
And I forgot this was produced by Michael Crichton.
Yes.
Jurassic Park, baby.
Yes, and Congo.
Yes, we
Remember
got that.
Congo?
Those sounds. I feel like they use those same
Those
sounds,
sounds.
for fucking dinosaurs, tornadoes,
Was
monkeys.
it like fucking camels and
yes, everything.
low winds and fucking motors and shit. Elephants.
And they reused too, because the CGI cow
Oh,
was originally the CGI zebra in Jumanji in 1995.
oh,
Weird. I don't know how
Wow.
CGI works exactly, so I didn't know
Which-
you could make a
Did
CGI
did
zebra
not?
into a
Did
cow.
You bring up Jumanji Dad. Who is Jumanji Dad?
We
Where was
brought him up in
Jumanji
something
Dad?
else for sure. Jumanji Dad was definitely in some other movie we covered.
Oh,
Fuck.
I can't remember what it was.
Oh,
though.
Jumanji Dad.
Jumanji Dad.
Loretta's looking it up.
I'm on it.
So how did Twister doom us?
Cause I wanna do storm chasing, but I don't want to do storm chasing. Like I want to do it, It would be fun, but if there was nowhere to hide, I'd be upset.
But I feel like I definitely want to hang out with a crew. You know what I mean? Like to have the crew.
Ragtag fucking crew. Like,
They seem fun.
It's fun.
They seem like
wanna
they
do
party.
it. If I could bring up the rear with Dusty, like
Right?
I'll hang with Dusty.
Let me get a hit on that tube. What's in there?
Yes.
What's in there, Dusty?
What's in there?
What's mixed with
I'm
your
gonna bring
Pepsi?
my little.
We got rum and Pepsi. What's happening? I don't know what's going on.
I got weed.
It's delicious.
I got weed.
Is he vaping?
Hey.
Is he an early vapor? Remember
He
when
might
vapes
be.
was like a rubber
Right?
hose
Like a
connected
little-
to your
up
shit?
your nose with a rubber hose. But yeah, no, I'll ride with Dusty up in the back, in the rear with the gear.
Hell yeah. In the rear with the gear.
I'll do that shit. Like I pretend.
That's where you'll find Doom Generation.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Rear with the gear.
100,010%. Like I pretend I want to be Joe.
No.
But no,
I
you're
don't.
Melissa, you
I
don't.
Neither one of us are Joes.
I want to see it from far away.
At the most, we're a Dusty,
I-
but more
at the
likely a
very-
Melissa.
Yeah, at the very bravest.
I'm
we're
a
with
Dusty at the back of the
We're-
fucking pack,
We're listening to rock and motherfucking roll.
getting
and we're high
stoned
as
in the
fuck.
fucking van in the
Yes,
back.
I'm recording on my
Camcorder.
big camcorder. Yeah. Yeah. You just tell me where to turn off before shit gets real, Bill.
So you got any other factoids we missed there, Loretta?
Let's see. What
Ooh,
do I
she
got?
put the shades on.
Oh, so here's the big thing.
Oh.
Because I remember hearing this when this movie came out.
Okay.
About the urban legend that a tornado hit a drive-in theater in Stony Creek, Ontario.
Yeah.
While the movie was playing.
Yeah.
Because I remember hearing
Oh,
about that when this came out. But in reality, the tornado hit a drive-in theater in Thorold, Ontario on May 20th, 1996, damaging a screen, but the movie Twister was not playing.
Oh,
at
what
the time
movie was
the
playing?
Tornado hit.
Does it say?
No, it just says
Oh,
that it was,
see, I want to know what movie
it
was
was
playing.
scheduled to play that evening.
Oh.
But see, this is how these rumors get started, like we were talking about earlier.
I know.
Like how Marilyn Manson got his
I
ribs
know.
removed to suck his own dick, or
Right.
how, depending on
Everybody-
what rock star was famous in your
whatever
generation,
you're
they had to
from
have
had
gallons of
so
semen
much
pumped
semen.
out of their stomach.
And it was literally gallons.
It might have been Mick Jagger.
Where did
it
they
might have
get
been
it
Rod
from?
Stewart.
It could have been.
It might have been. It
might have
depends
been
what
Marilyn
generation.
Manson.
It might have been Marilyn Manson. It just depends.
It would have been any of the members of NKOTB.
And we never found out who put the semen in there.
Nobody knows.
Just that there was so
There was
much.
so much.
You had to have
semen
your
that
stomach
You had
pumped.
to have your stomach pumped. Don't ask too many questions.
But we were talking earlier about, so if you had to have your stomach pumped, we're talking like a serious group sex
That's
situation.
a lot of semen.
We're talking
There's
bukkake
not. I
levels
mean, like a
of
lot
semen.
comes out, like depending, but not that much.
But like, if you had it all
To where
in your
it's about
stomach
to
at the
kill
same
you?
time, that's like the whole band, the roadies,
Is
the
there,
setup
like-
crew.
Is there rat poison in that
Some
semen
of
to where
the-
you
some
have
of
to
the
get it?
roadies and some of the
Are you a diabetic?
I don't know
I
if
don't
that
know what that
affects
means. It
your
feels like
ability to
it's-
ingest semen.
I don't know.
Is it sugary? I don't think it is.
Is semen halal? I don't know.
the
Is
only-
Is
it
it kosher?
Is it kosher?
Yeah. So the only other two things that I have
Oh,
are not counting the prologue set during Joe's childhood, so which is the flashback to 1969. The entire movie happens in 24
yes.
hours.
I had that note as well. So
And
it's
there
one
Okay,
day.
24
total of
hours.
8 tornadoes in the film.
8.
8 tornadoes
Okay.
in 24 hours. I can't even imagine one tornado in 24
No,
hours.
I don't want nothing
insane.
to do with it. I don't want nothing to do with it. Sometimes I feel like we're having earthquake weather. but
Yes.
That's the only natural disaster that I'm familiar with.
True.
I don't like them either.
So we are at an hour and 46 minutes.
You are blessed.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Giving you all this laughter.
Loretta's
And
here,
it
everybody.
was like a 20-minute tangent on Gilmore Girls.
You've
so
been
wow.
blessed by
Probably
Loretta. We don't cut
The
anything
Loretta of
out.
good
You're hearing the
fortune.
tangent about Gilmore
the Loretta
Girls.
of good fortune. Good
I love
girl
you,
Gilmore.
ladies. I love being here.
And we'll have you at, would you say you want next? We mentioned it during
Silence
this
of the Lambs.
Silence of
Oh,
the Lambs.
yes.
So we'll figure out when that's
say
coming.
about
You know what? We
Lambs.
should have everybody for Silence of the Lambs. I feel
That's
like
a big one. That's a big one.
That's a big one.
Well, if we do it when it cools off, we can move back to the garage where there's a little more space.
Well, we'll see See what
If
happens.
we have a garage, we'll
See what happens. We'll see what happens.
Praying, and I'm going to light my Dolly Parton votive candle.
Oh,
Yes,
yes,
please
please
do.
do.
All right.
Well,
Until next week.
We'll talk at you next time.
Later, Doomers.